This is how we do it. This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shawl cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets, say money, oh we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts and the guys ain't canine. All the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get paid. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say, I'm kinda buzzed and it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. This is how we do it. To all my neighbors, you got much flavor. This is how we do it. Let's flip the track, bring the old school back. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. All hands are in the air and wave from here to there. If you're an OG Mac or a wannabe player, you see the hood's been good to me ever since I was a lowercase G. But now I'm a big G. The girls see I got your money, $100 bills, y'all. If you were from where I'm from, then you would know that I gotta get mine in a big black truck. You can get yours in a 6-4. Whatever it is, the party's underway. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say, I'm kinda buzzed, it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. This is how we do it. To all my neighbors, you got much flavor. This is how we do it. Let's flip the track, bring the old school back. This is how we do it. I'm kinda buzzed, it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. Nobody does. YNB, SCC. This is how my homies. I'll never come back on an old school track. This is how we do it. Check it out. Once upon a time in '94, Montel make no money and life show was slow. And all they said was 6'8" he stood. And people thought the music that he made was good. They lived the DJ and Paul was his name. He came up to money, this is what he said. You and OG are gonna make some cash. Sell 1,000,000 records and we're making the dash. Oh, I'm buzzing because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. This is how we do it. To all my neighbors, you got much flavor. This is how we do it. I'll never come back on an old school track. This is how we do it. I'm kind of buzzed, so because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. Nobody does. Oh, it's party time. This is how we do it. Straight up coming from the west side. This is how we do it. Oh, she's got the flavor. Yeah. This is how we do it. And money does it like nobody does. Yeah. Come on now, sit down. You know that this is how we do it. This is how we do it.
Step down with it. Put your feet where you feel it. Stomp. You don't want to quit. Put your heel where you feel it. Stomp.
It's like 1 to the 2, went straight to the 10. Turn up the sounds cause the cue's back again with a whole new set. Here to make you sweat, put on your stomping boots and fuel up your jet, son. Call out Roy George, won't you soon? You tell him you got the funk to make you move that New York. Should I say that body? Welcome to the party. A little something, something for each and everybody. It's Coolio Dope representing West Coast. So raise up a toast, Mr. Jones is your host. From the top to the bottom and the back to the front. Everybody on the side, don't slip it and slide. Just stomp.
Guess who? The one and only Yo-Yo, damn it. Bet you can't stand this track that's slamming. Catch the vibe from the west side. The one cause you don't stop. Something with the hearts in the back of the trunk, cause all that funk makes me wanna bump.
Stomp in the mountains, in the valleys, in the bastions, in the alleys. Stomp for the rivers, the streams, the wishes and dreams. What up, bullets, beams, everybody just stomp.
For the boys and girls, the freshest pearls, who took the wrong twirl in the cold, cruel world.
Stomp, party people, this is what you want. So for the mighty cute, we gotta know everybody just stomp. All night. Mamma mia, mercy mia. These ain't what they used to be. Stomp opposition, stomp competition. Stomp like rap, not a step to mention. Let me mention Quincy Jones and butter on toast. Superman of rap shack. Spirit to most. Rag and roast, not mosquito style. Kick your butt for a mile and smile as I stomp.
Stomp the metal to the metal in the ghetto. Hope you're not petro, drinking $100 exo. Guzzle, guzzle, struggle with a top-notch hustle. Time to scuffle, ruling all possibilities of me being low down. Still back in case me being a showdown. No need, like the biz smoker high.
Stomp in the mountains, in the valleys, in the back streets, in the alleys. Stomp
For the boys and girls, the freshest pearls, who took the wrong twirl in the cold, cruel world.
Stomp, party people, this is what you want. So for the mighty cute, make your show. Everybody just stomp. Step down with it. Step down with it. Stomp for the rivers, the streams, the wishes and dreams. What else would it mean? Everybody just stomp for the boys and girls, the freshest pearls, that took the wrong girl in a cold, cruel world. Stomp, step down with it. Step down with it.
It's good to me. We'll try and over D. Bring the bump. So bring it. Bring the business. Right here, grooving. We have returned to reclaim Beverly Hills. Thank you.
I wanna join. Come on. Big Daddy. Swinging from the hip.
Get ready now, baby.
The BCB period.
Take a intergalactic dip with your hip, baby.
Turn on your windshield wipers.
Somebody somewhere, best beware my crew. Somebody somewhere, best beware my crew.
Coming from a city where no pity is shown, and everybody wanna be a G when they grow. Same song in my head as it is in yours. They send real niggas to the pen and scores. Wars caused by jail of bitches and punks. Speaking on the ones that's the quickest to dump. Same fools riding that been down for years. Considered as the shit when they around their peers. 3 cheers to the turf for whatever it's worth. Cause I'm a representative till I'm set in the dirt. My mentality to battle the opponent to death. And checking every nigga ever wanted to step in my direction. With the question for testing. The section I represent for inspection. When some jumping, I'm dumping. Pumping fear in your ear when you hear that I'm running.
Somebody somewhere, best beware my crew.
It's groovy how I soothe thee. Quite complex, so who's next to flex? These MCs, please. I'm fed up, head up. That explains the way I display. Any time of day, a duel dynamically with the lyrical tool. Fuels on the fire, burning desire to get this rap game stretched down to the wire. Sire, I'm composed as a blast you'll see. From the T to the CH and IEC. Free from all this nonsense, guilt and shame. Can't trust no one, cause they the ones to blame. But what I didn't been through, seen and touched. Got them into insight, the host talk too much. And out of my mouth comes nothing but game. And out of your mouth, please keep my name. Cause verbally you heard of the TEC. But why chase after he you cannot see?
Somebody somewhere, best beware my crew.
Recognized game when it's all in your face, off safety. Close range, hit us in the mask when I aim, then shoot. Out the window of the coupe, dump, put the gas, I swoop. To the slow key spot, the lay low from the dude. I put my gun away, cause they got done away. Buy a rather pull the trigger type nigga. See the stages of mics, they're shooting gauges off bikes. It's like living and dying while laughing and crying. In the same breath, you gain less. Messing in the lesson, I'm stressing for real. Unless you feel that you strong enough to go long enough, it ain't nothing but a thing. Nigga, can you hang? I bang. Similar to a gang, hit you up. And on the mic, I ain't nothing nice. I leave you with your mental disturbed. Selling cabin, smoking chronic on the curb. Hollering at my boy about them dollars and impalas with the switches. Still loving no hoes, trusting none of y'all bitches. Cause the key is to see through the tracks, cause they set. Rappers like craps, I hit nigga bet.
Somebody somewhere, best beware my crew. Somebody somewhere, best beware my crew.
physical funk. Oh, I like that physical funk. I like that physical funk, especially the kind with that junk in the trunk. Ooh, I like that physical funk. Oh, I like that physical funk. I like that physical funk, especially the kind with that junk in the trunk. Physical funk. Oh, I like that physical funk. I like that physical funk, especially the kind with that junk in the trunk. Ooh, I like that physical funk. Oh, I like that physical funk. I like that physical funk, especially the kind with the junk in the trunk. Physical funk. Oh, I like that physical funk. I like that physical funk, especially the kind with the junk in the trunk. Oh, I like that physical funk. Oh, I like that physical funk. I like that physical funk, especially the kind with the junk in the trunk. Oh, I like that physical funk. Oh, I like that physical funk. I like that physical funk, especially the kind with the junk in the trunk. Oh, I like that physical funk. Oh, I like that physical funk. I like that physical funk, especially the kind with the junk in the trunk. Ooh.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
We about to break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
Break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
We about to break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
Break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
We about to break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
Break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
We about to break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
Break 'em off. Once again, it's on. You brothers try to diss me, you miss me. Chill G for real G, man, you brothers kill me. Trying to knock me off the top, yo, there's no contest. G in the market, you dead as Elvis Presley. As I deliver hits to make 'em trip and make 'em quiver. Q-tip couldn't fall if he was a river. And me, I'm selling niggas not to run the mill. And like Big Daddy said, I'm wondering how you got a record deal. Whatever it takes to make hits, you ain't got it. Should've stated Nelson Gunner what you wanted. As for me, I tend to kick it like a punter. And must I remind you, I'm the funky head hunter. See, I understand you about as manly as RuPaul. I come on your block and move you out like a U-Haul. So step right up and be the next contestant. A Tribe Called Quest is a bad investment. I'm breaking them off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
We're about to break them off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
Break them off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
We're about to break them off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
Break them off something proper. Like Hardaway Boy, I got skill. Like 7-Up, you never had it, never will. You're talking to mess on your record from face to face. Just to fuck a winner, see your crisscross couldn't make you jump. Now you don't want fun. Your whack tracks are out the door and that native tongue bullshit. It gotta go. So pick the time and the place if you ever want authority. Cause you couldn't stay if you was Jonesy. So get yourself some protection. Or I'ma have your head for my played out rappers collection.
Just like Pendergrass, lights out. The run be kicking it best, so I suggest you just keep his name out your mouth. Cause you called him a diss, hammer fast, son, get out where you can.
I'll get your bad one. You better believe that I'm dropping you.
Get on your ass.
I'm breaking them off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
We're about to break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
Break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
We're about to break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
Break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
We're about to break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
Break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
We're about to break 'em off something proper.
What you say, hammer? Proper.
Break 'em off like the rest you was trying to get paid. These days you walking around afraid because I'm known to blow my way like a hand grenade. We don't get points for jumping punks. You ain't in our league and after slanging these bees, fools please. I'm a high street bank boy, enough said. The funky head hunter, so I can't get enough head. This me, I get upset and torture every MC. I'm making it home a mortuary. I hate the crowd to put them to sleep like a sedative. To get signed to A&R had to be a relative. You all about as woody as Jeff Rupp. For you we have no use, so we gonna execute you like Jeff Rupp. So get this understood, I was a menace to society when y'all were little boys in the hood. I rearrange your face like a doctor. When you cross my path, prepare to feel the rap. We breaking them off something proper. Yeah, I'm sending this one out to all my women, all my girls who got to say Daddy Hammer's name when they go in the studio. Prayers, y'all. I like the way you say Daddy Hammer's name. Red man, you're a punk trick. I like the way you say Daddy's name. I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. You punk tricks, y'all gonna learn about the big O. Oh, you gonna learn.
Damn, you know you wanna cuss them fools out.
Break 'em off something proper. Red man gonna put 'em on a whole straw. Dre's gonna put 'em on a whole straw. Q-tip gonna put 'em on a whole straw. Radio already on a whole straw. Search couldn't sell on a whole straw. Man, what about Run DMC?
I always knew I had it in me. My spirit cried, once locked in chains. Can I forgive you now for all my pain? What would you have done if you had been me? I lived and breathed what I believe. Now I found my place in his story. How can I explain to you the life and time that I lived through? The friends I love along the way are still within my heart today. My life is only just beginning. I've got a lot of things to do and say. Maybe together we can find a way.
I heard it in me, my spirit cry, once locked in chains. And I forgive you now for all my pain. What would you have done if you had been me? I lived and breathed what I believe. Now I found my place in His glory. Listen to this love cry, and if you find it place you find, you understand a little more the tears of angels gone before.
School blue chipper is a victory for Miami. The Hurricanes have blown into Oklahoma, and Douglas tight end Saeed Tucker says he's Florida bound.
Going to bring up 3rd down and 9. Douglas on its second possession. If you just
offensively until the last 2 plays. Perfect execution on the long. What David Bradley was implying. We see Mike Colston here. He's one of the starting quarterbacks throwing to big Alonzo Mays. Division I coaches like this guy's size, his quickness. He almost scored. Attack. Here's left halfback Ken Lewis. Watch him stretch the ball over the goal line. Douglas is extremely quick. 12 quarterback sacks this year. Come in, not only gets the sack, knocks the ball away. Mays comes along, gathers it up, takes it in for a touchdown. A dominating type defense. But Dean, the big thing that jumps out.
Nebraska and UNLV and Arkansas There were several other schools that I showed interest in, but when it came to making my decision, Miami was just...
Is a victory for Miami. The Hurricanes have blown into Oklahoma, and Douglas tight end Saeed Tucker says he's Florida bound.
I thought maybe if I'd go ahead and...
Douglas High School has won 13 state championships, but the last time the Trojans won it all was 1976. So the Ardmore...
Sixth love in the third, and Anka Huber was straight-setted by Karina Hapsadova. At the Italian Open, Wayne Ferreira beats Andre Medvedev. Stefan Edberg is ousted by Richard Krajicek, who launched a 136.5-mile-an-hour serve today, second fastest ever. Tomas Muster wins again. Larry.
We've got lots more coming up on this edition of SportsCenter, including tonight's cover story on Shaquille O'Neal. Not only can he dunk on your head in the NBA, he can deliver with authority in the business world. It's the making of Shaq Incorporated coming up. Also ahead on the show, Tommy Frazier's pro career is on hold because of blood clots, but there is one team willing to take a chance on the star from Nebraska. And are the Nuggets getting ready to Mutombo minus Dikembe? We'll check the NBA beat, but first, a fresh look at the day's top stories with Bob Lee. Bob?
It is called the greatest spectacle in sport, part of Americana. But the Indianapolis 500 also holds the potential for tragedy. And today that was realized as Scott Brayton, the Indy 500 pole sitter for the second consecutive year, was killed during a practice run. Brayton, 37 years of age, was pronounced dead 33 minutes after his Lola Menard smashed into the wall in turn 2. In a year where controversy and discord has split the IndyCar world, when some had expressed concerns about the credentials of younger drivers this year at Indy, it was one of the most experienced men around this 2.5-mile oval who died earlier today after a deflated tire sent his car into a spin. Watch the right rear tire. It appears to lose pressure, and that will tend to send this Lola Menard into the spin when it hits the wall flush in turn 2. Brayton receiving immediate medical attention, taken by ambulance to Methodist Hospital just minutes away. It was 3 hours later, after the family was notified, that Brayton's death was officially announced.
Race car driver Scott Brayton, 37, of Coldwater, Michigan, died at 12:50 p.m. local time today at Methodist Hospital of Indiana. Brayton's death was due to injuries sustained in an accident which occurred at 12:17 p.m. today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway during practice for this year's Indianapolis 500. The Speedway delayed the announcement of Scott's death until family members could be notified.
The final weekend of qualification begins tomorrow at Indianapolis. It's already been the strangest of IndyCar seasons, with the rival US 500 set to run a week from Sunday, virtually head up against Indy. The rift between the Indy Racing League and CART had split this sport. Today's tragedy cut across all lines.
The sport is definitely very safe. IndyCar racing is safe. The technology, safety-wise, is definitely in balance with the speeds that we're running, you know, so it's not a factor of, you know, they're going too fast and this is what happens. It's none of that. You know, the technology is there surrounding the cockpits and everything, but you know, the good Lord decides everybody's fate, and today he took an awful great one from Earth.
We're very saddened by Scott's death. He's been a great ambassador to the sport. His family is one that has put their entire heart and soul into automobile racing. Their entire lives. There's so much love in that family. They're so loved by the racing community, and it is with a very heavy heart that we sit before you today.
Words just can't describe how I feel right now. I hope you'll all join in praying for the family, And God bless us all, because I'm sure Scott's with God now. Thank you.
Scott Brayton's best finish at the Indy 500 was 3 years ago. He finished 6th. In fact, that was the only Indy 500 he ever finished over 500 miles, but he had qualified for the 6th time to start among the first 3 rows. He was on the pole for the 2nd consecutive season. In a year where IndyCar racing is beset by controversy, animosity, and competition, the sport tonight is united in the tragedy that every driver knows travels with him on every turn. Like so many, Scott Brayton had racing in his blood. His father, Lee, had raced Indy cars, and Scott Brayton was, in this strange year for the sport, among the most experienced racers in this year's field. Brayton won the pole in last year's Indy, reappearing on the front row for the first time in 10 years. Within 1 lap, he had fallen to 4th place and eventually finished 17th. This year, Brayton ran the Indy Racing League circuit with a 15th place showing at the Disney World Opener and hitting the wall in the 2nd race of the season. At Indy this year, Brayton's pole victory was a stroke of bravado from Team Menard. Arie Luyendyk had apparently won the pole with a record speed. Team Menard then withdrew Brayton's car, which had already qualified on the 2nd row, and sent him out in his backup car. Brayton responded with the fastest 1-lap and 4-lap averages in Speedway history. Today he was preparing the team's 5th car when tragedy struck. This would have been Scott Brayton's 15th Indianapolis 500. A star in a race needing them badly this year. A fixture at Indy who knew this race so well. Scott Brayton never won an IndyCar race. He had perhaps his best chance this year. A year now scarred by tragedy and framed by the memory of his career at the Brickyard. Scott Brayton's career, one that revolved around IndyCar racing, but more specifically, this race. He is survived by his parents and his wife, Becky, and a 2.5-year-old daughter, Carly. Scott Brayton was the 3rd driver in the last 14 years to die in practice or qualification. Gordon Smiley died in 1982. Jovi Marcello died 4 years ago. At the Brickyard, Scott Brayton was family, and we are joined by Dr. Jerry Punch, along with Arie Luyendyk. Jerry?
It is a very difficult time here, Bob, at the Brickyard. Arie Luyendyk, an emotional afternoon, obviously, and a very difficult time. Thank you for coming out and joining us. Arie, you were Scotty's teammate last year, and how does a driver, how does someone who knew him as a friend, not only as a competitor but a friend, how do you deal? How do you with the loss of someone like that?
Well, as the day goes on, it gets harder and harder because we see pictures and we see, flashbacks on TV, and then it gets more emotional. This afternoon, you just think, I wish I could turn back the clock, and it's just, you think about his parents that are always there with him, and his wife Becky and his daughter. They were here, and last night we were joking around at the Old Timers Banquet, and it's just all of a sudden you get hit by this, and this is the part of racing that is just real ugly, and this is the part about oval racing that is real ugly. You have something fail on the car, and the driver is a passenger, and when you have an accident at the Speedway, if you're doing 210 average or 220 average, it's going to be a big one. And unfortunately today we lost Scott. And there's not much we can do about it. I mean, you're out here to race, and I'll probably get back in the car tomorrow. But for today, I said to the guys, let's just call it quits. And in honor of Scott, let's just leave the car in the garage and just try to deal with it, and I know we will. Life goes on, but in the meantime, I just feel really bad about this for his family. I called my parents right away. They knew Scott well, and they liked him, and Scott was just a great guy, a great friend, and it's hard losing a friend.
We choose to remember Scott Brayton as someone who was always joking and always smiling, Arie, and always upbeat, always wanted to come by with a joke and a smile and a pat on the back, even though he was the guy that knocked you off the pole last Saturday.
Oh, that's all irrelevant, and even that was irrelevant yesterday. The thing that I asked Scott once, I said, how do you always keep on smiling? Because he has had a pretty tough career, and he says, we just keep going. And, it always amazed me that he was always as upbeat as he was, even through bad times.
Arie, thanks for coming out and joining us on a very difficult time. We do appreciate your time. Bob?
Jerry, I apologize for having to ask this question. It may sound crass, but the race will go on. Does Team Menard still have the pole, since the car in which the tragedy occurred today was a backup car, not the car which Brayton had qualified for the pole? What's USAC's view of that?
Well, unfortunately, that is part of it, and that's something we don't want to think about right now. But the USAC rules are in place. The fact that the car qualifies, not the driver. So the car that Scott Brayton qualified on the pole will actually stay on the pole. It is a part of the field. Now, if John Menard decides to put a backup driver in the car and start that car, maybe in honor and in memory of Scott Brayton, that car would go to the rear of the field and start 33rd. Then John Menard, of course, could also withdraw the car, at which time the field would possibly be one short. The car would not start. But it is the car that qualifies, not the driver. And then right now the decisions, that's probably the farthest thing from John Menard's mind right now is what happens on May 26th. But certainly the USAC rules do allow that car to start if they would so choose.
Jerry, I know a long day, a tragic day at Indy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob.
From that tragedy at Indy to baseball now, where Al Leiter had the ritual Johnny Vandermeer watch going today. The first start after a no-hitter. Everybody's watching you. But more importantly for Leiter, a chance to recapture some momentum for the surging Marlins in their continuing quest to draw perhaps closer to 500. A lovely day at Wrigley today, kissing 80 degrees. Leiter's no-hit marvel ending in the second, when Leo Gomez, a little bingle to left, so the no-hitter is by the boards. The opposite number on the hill today, Jim Bullinger, who'd made most of his news this year with his bat, but pitching well lately and getting Craig. Gary Sheffield here, 6 Ks for Bullinger through his 8 innings. Leiter and his glove. His glove was his good buddy right here. Mark Grace, Robbie finds it in time and a good stretch. And the Marlins sparkling as a team behind Leiter. Gomez with a pop. Watch Craig Raybay, he got it. Scoreless into the 6th. Rhino comes up with Brian McRae on first, and go baby, it's gone. Number 9 for Rhino to make it 2-0 Cubs. On a beautiful day on the near north side, it's a 3-1 victory for the Cubs, who have now not been no-hit in 4,790 games since the Sandy Koufax perfect game in September of '65, the longest such streak in the majors. 78 degrees and a great day at Wrigley. As we continue on SportsCenter, we will have the story behind Magic Johnson's departure from the LA Lakers.
I'm the girl who couldn't screw in the light bulb, remember? I got the green thing. I know I called 40 times, but it's not doing anything.
With MCI proof of savings, you know you always save because we put it in writing.
Lucky for me, I have friends and family. Friends and family, real savings, real simple.
Nice pants.
Dockers, flat front khaki.
It was about innovation. It was about elegance. It was about convenience. It was about service. It was about dependability. It still is. The employee owners of TWA. We're up to something good in Europe and our over 80 destinations around the world.
We didn't put Dodge Intrepid's windshield in the usual place. We moved it forward and down to enhance visibility and aerodynamics. The wheels were moved toward the corners to make it more stable. And now many features that were options are standard. So even though Intrepid has air, speed control, power windows, and more, the price isn't where you'd expect to find it either. It's lower. Dodge Intrepid. This changes everything.
Magic Johnson smiled broadly when he announced his retirement on Wednesday. But as David Aldridge reports in tonight's NBA Beat, there were even bigger smiles coming from some of his former teammates.
How bad were Magic Johnson's last days with the Lakers? Not only did he barely associate with teammates, hanging out instead with Larry Drew and Michael Cooper, former teammates and current assistant coaches, but Johnson's teammates were laughing at him in practice, according to one member of the organization. Johnson, quote, obviously wasn't the same player, the insider said. He knew it and they knew it, close quote. Nor was there much evidence that any team was going to pay Johnson the free agent dollars he was looking for. So what happens now? Well, Johnson will get his 5% back of the team that he had to sell to Jerry Buss, and his barnstorming team will tour Europe and Japan in June. So shed no tears for Magic Johnson. But don't disparage him either for coming back. even though it didn't work out the way he'd hoped. Because for 13 years, Irvin Johnson took the NBA on one hell of a ride. More and more, you hear that the Nuggets may be preparing for life without Dikembe Mutombo. Management's decision to let Bernie Bickerstaff return as coach next season is a fairly strong sign that Denver's not mortgaging its future on Mutombo. Bickerstaff is committed to finding a veteran point guard to run with his young stars, not to building around Mutombo, whose offensive liabilities have many around the league wary of making a major financial commitment to him. Before Cotton Fitzsimmons could remain as coach in Phoenix, he had to convince owner Jerry Colangelo and general manager Brian Colangelo that he still had the energy to remain on the bench. Those concerns were addressed when the three went out to dinner in Phoenix last Friday, and Fitzsimmons made it clear that he hopes to get more production out of the veteran players on the team next season. That's what the Colangelos wanted to hear, since Phoenix is millions over the salary cap and can only tinker around the margins of its roster next season. 7'4" center prospect Eric Gingold will finally work out against other players in a full-scale scrimmage in Connecticut next week, and just about every NBA team is planning to send a scout there. Sam Cassell's poor playoff won't keep the Rockets from renegotiating his contract, which has 2 years remaining on it. The Rockets want to retain both Cassell and Robert Horry, two of the few players they have under 30, and the Rockets are expecting Cassell to take over for Kenny Smith at the point next season. Houston's players also showed some class by voting full playoff shares to Melvin Booker, Tim Brough, and Tracy Moore, who weren't even on the team's playoff roster. On the NBA Beat, I'm David Aldridge, ESPN.
NBA Beat is brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good.
Still ahead on SportsCenter tonight's cover story, the growing empire of Shaquille O'Neal. That's no shack, that's a penthouse.
You followed 1,000 players here. 1,000 more will follow you. Maybe someone will listen. Maybe someone will hear. We've been working too. Brewed a new beer from the heart of the hops. It's a beer with heart that goes down easy. New Miller beer. Listen to what's inside of you. Then you can reach for what's out there.
Thousands of people who care enough to share their time with the millions of people affected by diabetes. The Juvenile Diabetes Foundation Walk is the best way to help find a cure. Call 948-0004 today and help us find a cure for tomorrow.
I'm Mary Beth Sloan with Cox Communications. We at Cox are proud to be a part of the 1996 Walk for the Cure, which benefits the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation and will be held at Remington Park on Saturday, June 8th.
A Rude Central air conditioner is built so well, it might just last you till the next ice age. Heck, a Rude air conditioner cools so well, it might even cause the next ice age. You can rely on Rude.
Call Colson Heat and Air at 360-2982.
Every driver's dream. But if you want to run with the pack at the Brickyard, you've got to go it alone. The Indianapolis 500 time trials. Coverage continues tomorrow at noon on ESPN2 and 3:30 on ESPN.
Bring it on! The Emperor of Clay comes to Rome. The Mercedes ATP Tour Super 9 Series presents the Italian Open semifinal tomorrow at 2 on ESPN.
Tommy Frazier's pro career is on hold while he recovers from a blood clot problem. But when the Nebraska quarterback is okay, Frazier has a team that's waiting for him, the Montreal Alouettes of the Canadian Football League, acquiring Frazier's rights in a trade with Saskatchewan. They hope to sign Frazier to play this season. In a sport where horses are the stars, the human element is very much in evidence this weekend at Pimlico. Trainer Dwayne Lucas has won 6 straight Triple Crown races. He has 3 horses entered in tomorrow's Preakness. Will Lucas again end up in the winner's circle, or will Derby runner-up Cavanier spoil his day? For more on the race, we head to the track. Steve Cyphers and Hank Goldberg.
For the first time since 1985, the Preakness field will not include the Kentucky Derby champion. Grindstone retired last week. But Cavanier is here, and you'll recall that he was just one nostril away from victory in what was the closest Derby finish since 1959.
It was really, it's just sad, you know, I say to myself, you know, so close, and, but it's just one of those things that you just gotta, you know, I don't live in the past, so you keep going. That's all you can do.
The Derby effort took a normal toll on Cavanier, says Baffert, but by the time he shipped in from Louisville on Wednesday, he was back in top form. Now the California-bred gelding finds himself as the morning line's 9-5 favorite, a role that seemingly doesn't bother the laid-back Baffert.
Win, lose, or draw, we're here to have a good time, and we enjoy being here, and get part of the Triple Crown. It's a great experience, and I know I'll be back someday with another horse, but it's just something that I'm just enjoying the moment.
Joining me now, Hank Goldberg. And Hank, the question is, will Baffert enjoy a winning moment on Saturday?
You know, Cavanier's the only horse in this race with 2 graded stakes wins. And, of course, he almost won a Kentucky Derby 2 weeks ago. The question is, coming off a Santa Anita Derby win, can he put together 3 tremendous performances in a row? He may not have to be that tremendous to beat a field which, as a conglomerate, doesn't have many wins this year. Editor's Note, for example, hasn't won since last September. Louis Quatorze has never won a stakes race, but it's a wide-open betting race, and we kind of like that.
That said, who do you like to win?
I like Prince of Thieves. You know, besides the trouble he had in the stretch, he didn't get off to a very good start in the Derby. He likes to be a little closer up, and he will be in this race. He's got Jerry Bailey aboard. In fact, the first time he ever ran, Jerry Bailey won with him at Aqueduct. And so, second time Bailey, second time East Coast.
All right. Couple of horses, second or third?
Well, Skip Away will have it to himself on the front end for a while. I think he'll ask to hit the board. Cavanier will be there. Maybe Louis picks up the pieces.
All right, Cavanier right now the favorite, but Saturday at post time it could be different. Here at the Preakness, the favorite has won 2 of the last 3 races, unlike Kentucky where the favorite has trouble winning. For Hank Goldberg, I'm Steve Cyphers. That's it from Baltimore.
Preakness Stakes Reports is brought to you by Lucent Technologies. We make the things that make communications work.
Wayne Sports Center continues tonight's cover story focusing on Shaquille O'Neal, the Diesel, motoring down the commercial road to even more fame and fortune.
Let's see. Now available. New communications company with some experience. Invented dial tone, also phone, transistor, laser, cellular. Has won awards, Nobel, etc. Formerly part of AT&T, now Lucent Technologies. We make the things that make communications work.
Discover the feeling of Fixodent Fresh. A stronger, longer hold. A more secure, fresh approach to wearing dentures. And the fresh sensation gives you the confidence to live life without limits. Try a fresh approach.
If your office equipment ever breaks down, no matter where you are in the business world, remember, nobody responds like Danka.
Welcome, my son.
Hello, Dolly.
Everyone wants to know the facts of life. But look at the jam I'm in.
I can fix that.
Only Danka offers copiers, fax machines, and digital systems with this world-class commitment to service.
You're wise beyond your years, Danka man.
So what is the true meaning of life?
Leave your number. I will fax you.
Danka. World-class products, world-class service.
We were different. I was from Queens. He was from Illinois. He was a Republican. I was a Democrat. But it didn't matter. Because what we shared was a love of baseball. And that huge government check he received every month.
Shaquille O'Neal in full form in this postseason, looking to drink deeply again without a bitter aftertaste. This time around, if he gets to the NBA Finals, except when he gets to the line, that's when he looks very mortal. But through it all, there's the commercial Shaq, the financial force who can turn his lack of title possibly into a profit. Everywhere you look, you see him.
There's only one thing in my head, the championship. The championship. Because I got 10 fingers and no rings. And I love jewelry. That's what's on my mind. This is my planet.
You got room for a brother on your planet.
That's what it's come to now. Teammates tweaking each other in TV commercials. Shaq is an industry unto himself. Armin Katan reports tonight's cover story.
Sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme quick.
His world is a blur of cameras, commercials, and devastating dunks. But behind the scenes, behind the logos, the appeal of Shaquille O'Neal is a simple one.
Magic Johnson told me something that will help. If you keep smiling, you go a long way. And he grabbed me by the face, he said, "You got some pretty teeth. You got some pretty teeth, so just keep smiling."
That smile is legal tender in the Republic of Shaq, a commonwealth of man. One man.
He's this gentle giant figure. He's got a wonderful personality. It's those things that make him, you know, an icon that advertisers seek out.
Companies always want to tether their products with something that's bigger than the product itself, and he is definitely bigger than any product.
The gross national product of the Republic of Shaq was $22 million last year. Some $5 million was earned on the basketball court. The rest, $17 million, from his far-flung departments of music, film, fast food, footwear, amusement, cards, candy bars, clothing, even a site on the World Wide Web.
I think the great thing is that his personality is really sort of not defined except through his endorsements.
With such a willingness to sell himself, so many images defined by others, the question is who or what is Shaquille O'Neal?
Man, these guys can play. Yeah, no.
Shaq, if you had to fill out a form in which you had to put your occupation, fill in the blank, what would it be?
I had to do that a couple times. I was applying for some credit cards. They put occupation, and I put NBA basketball player.
Why?
That's what I am first.
In his first 4 years, the 7'1", 300-pound O'Neal has blossomed into a center for the next millennium, unmatched in size, strength, and quickness. He's been Rookie of the Year, started the All-Star game, led his team to the NBA Finals. This season, he's averaging 26 points and 10 rebounds per game. This summer, he's likely to win an Olympic gold medal with Dream Team 3.
He keeps getting better and his game is improving. He's just turned 24 years of age. Most of these big centers don't peak till their late 20s. It's amazing, you know, what lies ahead for Shaq.
He's proven to me, and I think to everybody else, that he can handle all of those situations because he knows how to manage his time and he knows how to establish his priorities.
Purists have a problem with the world according to Shaq, a world in which they say he spends too much time selling and not enough time here practicing on the basketball court. Exhibit A, O'Neal's free throw shooting. Never good to begin with, it's worse than ever this season. Second to last among NBA starters.
I don't know how you can be as good as you're capable of being unless you're focused on one thing, and that's being the best basketball player. I think he can be the greatest player of all time, but I don't see how anybody can split their time and interests and be as good as they're capable of being.
I think the opposite. I think the fact that he has these other interests keeps basketball more fresh in his mind.
In Pete Newell's mind, O'Neal is one young star with his priorities in place.
His greatest interest is getting that ring, and he's not going to let anything that he does detract from the team getting that goal.
In Orlando, the pressure is building for O'Neal and his teammates to reach that goal and win an NBA title. The pressure is building on Madison Avenue as well.
For someone like Shaquille O'Neal, winning is the bottom line. He's got to win or he will lose his endorsements.
I think it's absolutely critical for Shaquille O'Neal to win a title and prove that he can take a team to the championship. Otherwise, he is going to end up going down in history as the most overhyped, you know, super celebrity in sports that has ever lived.
That's why critics are critics, because they can't do anything else but criticize. I like being a basketball player, but I like taking full advantage of each opportunity that comes my way, whether it's commercial, movies, records, or whatever. And I'm just having fun.
And smiling, all the way to the treasury in the booming Republic of Shaq.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Dunlop Tires. Handle it.
It's a hot world. Make sure you have a cool citrus drink.
Drench it, quench it, squirt your thirst. Hey! Squirt your thirst.
Nothing makes a car look hotter than shiny wheels. So I use Quicksilver Wheel Cleaner from Armor All. No scrubbing, just spray and rinse to get the brake dust and grime ordinary cleaners can leave behind. So every time you wash your car, use Quicksilver from Armor All.
Sometimes life is an uphill battle. Handle it. Dunlop Tires.
Want to update some scores of games just underway. The Indians failed to score in the bottom half of the first, so now the Rangers are hitting at the top of the second at the Jake by the Lake. The White Sox, with a run in the first, lead the Tigers 1-0 on a Frank Thomas RBI groundout. And the A's, with a 2-1 lead over the Red Sox at the Fens, Jason Giambi and Mark McGwire hit back-to-back home runs for the Athletics. Mo Vaughn hit his 15th.
That's a wrap for us. Next Sports Center coming your way at 11 p.m. Eastern Time with Linda Cohn and Gary Miller. For Bob Lee, I'm Larry Beal.
And I'm Charlie Steiner. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you back here 6:30 Eastern on Monday. NHRA Winston Select Racing next.
Top Fuel Dragsters, the quickest accelerating racers on the planet. Nitro Funny Cars, a razor's edge ride on the brink of control. And Pro Stocks, thoroughbred performers in a production-style disguise. All are chasing big bucks at one of the hardest tracks on the NHRA calendar, the Rock, Rockingham Dragway. This has been a weekend to remember here in Rockingham. Great crowds, huge overflow crowds all 3 days of the Winston Select Invitational, and one of the big reasons, the great weather. Lots of sunshine and warm temperatures. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave McClelland, and welcome to the Winston Select Invitational. There's lots to do in the state of North Carolina and more in Richmond counties particularly. Of course, everybody enjoys
before they go to the big dance. It's championship week on ESPN2. So if you like ball, but you're not getting it all, call your local cable operator or satellite provider and ask for ESPN2.
Sports Center is brought to you by Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
Derek Coleman, hardly the acquisition of the year. And why should we believe the Sonics, winners of 13 straight, have figured out the postseason this year? We'll talk about it on the NBA Today. Mark Jones, along with David Aldridge, tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern Time. Chris Mullin out for the year. You've heard that before. The injury this time occurred in Gotham, his hometown. He tore a ligament in his right little finger, Mullin did, Sunday against the Knicks. The same injury cost him 20 games 2 years ago. Chris Mullin will have surgery on that finger on Wednesday. And again, our top stories this Monday on SportsCenter. The New York Football Giants today officially matching Rodney Hampton's offer sheet from the San Francisco 49ers, 6 years, $16.45 million. That offer including $3.6 million up front. And the Chicago Bulls, with Bill Wennington now on the injured list, signing John Sally, who began the year in Toronto. It's a 10-day contract as Sally joins former Piston teammates Dennis Rodman and James Edwards.
Women's college basketball, the A-10 championship. LaSalle.
He's one of the best basketball players in the world, but Magic Johnson will not be playing on the Olympic Dream Team this summer. Tonight, we'll spend an hour with the NBA superstar as he talks about his family and his future. And it's all ahead on Larry King Live.
Now, live from Los Angeles, here's Larry King.
Good evening. This was not easy, but we set it up, and we have a full hour with Magic Johnson tonight. We'll be including your phone calls. We hope you enjoy it. A couple of quick notes. Tomorrow night is junior primary night, and our special analyst, we come up with a pretty good one, Senator Barry Goldwater will be with us tomorrow night. And on Wednesday night, Mikhail Gorbachev. We're trying to figure out what to do Thursday now. We welcome Earvin Magic Johnson to Larry King Live. First, on the announcement today that you didn't want to play on the... Is, of course, you want to give someone else a shot?
Yeah. Let the younger players play. You know, I think that I've had my opportunity. I also had to look at my family, Larry, because it was important for me to spend time with them, especially since I decided to come back next season. So if I had to play, you're talking about 6 or 8 weeks spending on the Olympic practicing or playing games. And then normally we spend 3 to 4 weeks in Hawaii, and then I take Cookie again to Europe 2 weeks out of the summer as well. So
and then Atlanta,
yeah,
and then...
So none of that could have happened.
You would have had you not played on the first one, right?
Oh, yeah, no question about it. But the first one was so special. I mean, when you talk about all the greatest players, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Barkley, Pippen, the whole squad.
And each get a gold medal, right?
Exactly. And what a time. I mean, we had the best time. I mean, yes, we blew everybody out. We were
some little fright, but not much.
Exactly. But it was the camaraderie, the friendship.
People in Barcelona loved you. Right?
Oh, yeah. It was unbelievable.
So two players who didn't play before will get a chance this time.
Yeah, 2 players, and it'd be exciting for them. The same excitement that I had when I played the first one.
Well, it's been 5 years now, right, since you announced HIV. Yeah. First, how do you feel?
I feel wonderful.
You look better than before you announced.
Yeah. Well, God is taking care of me. He has been blessing me. I've been working out. I've been doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing.
What kind of life change did you have to make? Other than you quit basketball, of course. Yeah. What other life change did you have to make? Did you have to change diet? Tell me about it.
Yeah, your diet change.
You have to cut out certain things?
Yeah, the fried foods, the fatty foods. You try to eat more of healthy food, the fish, your pastas, your chickens, things like that.
What about medication?
Medication, just I started off on ACT. You know, because that was the big thing. Now they have a thing where it's combination drugs, where they use 2 drugs at one time.
Taken orally?
Yeah, and it's doing very well.
So you don't take the ACT anymore?
No, that's out.
Now, does the new drugs, can you feeling better? Or have you never felt badly?
I've never felt bad, so I don't know how I'm supposed to feel.
In other words, you have never had days where you're just out of it?
Exactly. I work out 5 days a week, even before I came back. And... so I never felt bad. And even before, I was never a sickly person or a person who had bad days. You know, I'm always upbeat. I've always found something in life or something in that day.
Do you think that attitude adds to this?
Oh, yeah.
So you're doing well?
Without a doubt.
I mean, do they say to you, you will get AIDS?
They say to me...
What do they say?
They say to me that this is what you can do to prolong your life. You know, your attitude is important, like you were just saying, number one. You have to have a positive attitude. You have to be upbeat. You know, you have to somehow grab onto something that you enjoy in terms of working out, some physical thing. Then the virus acts different in everybody. See, and so it may react different than me, and I'm sitting here like this, but somebody else have the same virus, it may react differently.
So there's no way they can tell you you're going to get AIDS in 1998.
Exactly.
Or when you're going to get it.
No question
about
it.
But are you going to get it?
Well...
Is that... In other words, does everyone who's HIV eventually get it?
No.
So you got a hell of a chance to live a long, complete life.
Exactly. And that's what I'm banking on right there.
Now, are you hampered by things like colds?
No, because I get colds.
So your immune system doesn't break down under a cold?
No, not mine. You see, that's
others
what I'm
might.
saying. Others might, but not mine. And that's what I'm saying, that you have to understand that everybody, it reacts different in everybody. So I've gotten 2 or 3 colds this winter, but I always keep them at colds. And my body and my immune system, oh, no.
Any side effects from the medication?
No. Same thing. Been, like I said, working out. Now I'm back in the NBA playing, no problems, nothing.
How about mental? When you first, didn't you get down?
Well, I got down in terms of just, man, this happened to me. And
why me?
I never said why me, but I just said it happened to me. And also I was worried more about my family, my baby, my wife Cookie was pregnant at that time, and I was worried that
Would they have
sure, yeah, exactly, making sure both of them were all right. And once they were both all right, then I was fine, because I'm a guy who's a fighter, a battler, a guy who meets the challenge head on, and this is just another challenge in my life.
So you don't go to sleep. You didn't go to sleep at night saying, "Oh me," and get up in the morning. Never got depressed.
No, no, because they were telling me in the beginning, that's what's gonna get you. When my doctor said, I said, well, how am I gonna live long? How am I gonna beat this? And when he said, the number one thing is attitude.
Number one?
Number one, attitude. And I said, attitude? I said, okay, what else? You know, working out, your diet, making sure you take care of yourself, eat right, get your rest. And I was sitting there saying, if that's what I have to do, then that AIDS is in trouble then. Because I'm gonna beat it.
Did you ever regret things you did before hearing about it, knowing that you led to yourself getting it?
Oh, of course you regret the fact that you didn't educate yourself enough, and the things that you did to get HIV, of course, no question about it. But you can't go back. That's the only thing. Now you can only go forward.
Do you think about it a lot?
No, no. Matter of fact, I don't think about HIV. The only time I think about it is when I
asked about it.
Or take your pill. Exactly. Or I go when I speak at high schools, and you know, then you have to talk about junior high.
But you're driving to a game. You don't say, I got HIV.
No, no. Not even waking up. Again, you know.
You're looking at someone who would say it. I got it, and I don't deserve it, and you better take care of me.
And, you know, it's just people react different to different things.
Yeah, obviously.
And I'm just a guy who, God enables me to wake up every morning. So why I have to be down? Why do I have to say, why me? Why do I have to be frustrated?
You know, Christopher Reeve was with us last week and said virtually the same thing you're saying. Mm-hmm. So that was not amazing to you that he could have that attitude.
Exactly. I watched him, and it was, you know, it gave me even more strength, and it gave me, he kind of like gave me a boost in a sense. And I was so happy to hear him say that, because now people can understand I'm not just the only one that feels that way.
We'll be right back with Magic Johnson. We'll attempt during this hour to draw him out. Lay back guy. Don't go away.
Larry King Live is brought to you by AT&T, your true choice.
My life is busy. I'm not a hermit crab. I go all over. But MCI Friends and Family's calling card discount only covered my calls to home. So I got AT&T True Reach Savings. It's the only way I can save 25% on every type of call on my AT&T phone bill, no matter who I call in the U.S.
AT&T True Reach Savings. Save 25% when you spend just $25 a month.
I never stop. Why should my savings?
AT&T True Reach Savings. That's your true choice. AT&T.
Anacin, more relief than the regular strength of Bayer or Tylenol. Anacin, when you really got a headache.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I was hosting my first big business dinner, and I paid with my Visa card. Turns out I was over my limit. I was so embarrassed, I didn't know what to do. So I got the American Express card, and it never happened again.
Call 1-800-THE-CARD. We can take your application right over the phone.
Applying for the card was one of the easiest things I've ever done, and smartest. And anyone who's ever gone anywhere knows it. I have a place to cash checks, get my mail, and get help when I need it.
My dad said the minute you get a job, get an American Express card. He said, trust me on this one. I've gone everywhere with it. And here's a tip. Sign up for membership rewards, and everything you charge on the card will earn you program points, so you can keep on traveling.
So call now for the American Express card. You can apply right over the phone.
It's really worth it.
It helped not having a preset limit.
I got cash on the go.
I can call 24 hours a day. That helps.
Go anywhere, and it's with you all the way.
Don't delay. Just dial 1-800-THE-CARD.
Tuesday, from New England to Dixie, the Republican candidates face their biggest test yet. Bernard Shaw, Judy Woodruff, Bill Schneider, and Ken Bodie lead the only network with complete coverage of Tuesday's primaries. Campaign 96 on CNN.
We're back on Larry King Live. With us by phone to talk to Magic Johnson is a new friend of his, the former heavyweight boxer, and Tommy Morrison, who was with us the night that a couple nights after he announced that he had HIV. Tommy, are you in Oklahoma?
Yes, I am. I'm actually sitting home watching the program right now.
How's things going with you?
Things are going great. I mean, I was sitting there listening to Magic talk, and, you know, I haven't had a chance to meet him face-to-face yet, but, you know, when I was down and out, this guy took a lot of, you know, time out of his personal schedule and gave me some great words of encouragement, and I admire him greatly for what he's doing, and I can't agree with him more when I say that, you know, attitude certainly is everything, and, you know, I've learned a lot from him, and looking forward to meeting him, and just really admire how he's handled himself, and given me a lot of great words of encouragement, and I really, really want to let him know I appreciate it.
Hold on a second, Tommy. When is this meeting going to take place? I thought you'd met already.
Well, we hadn't met. We talked on the phone, and whenever his schedule is clear, I told him he needed some time to get himself together and just to relax and take in all what has happened. And when he was ready, after he got with his family, come on out, or I can meet him, or we'll meet on the road.
Did you call him?
Yes, I did. And I'm just happy that he's joined the HIV and AIDS fight, that he's going to get out and educate people and raise the awareness level. And Tommy, like I told you before, just hang in there and pray and put your family around you and behind you, and everything will be all right.
Tommy, were you surprised to hear from Magic?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I first found out about this situation, the first person that came to my mind was him. And I told Tony, my promoter, I said, I got to get hold of him. And I think, you know, at that time, he had gotten hold of me by then. And I was very, very excited about the fact that, you know, talking about a true professional here.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
And it was great. And I think, you know, him and I together are going to be able to do some good things. And
is your attitude better now than it was a couple weeks ago?
Very much so. My attitude is probably 100% right now. I mean, I feel good. And, you know, I just, the baffling thing about it all is I've never felt healthier in my life. You know, to get dealt something like this sometimes has an odd effect on you. But I've, you know, I haven't been sick in 3 years. I'm bigger, faster, and stronger than I've ever been. So it's kind of hard to accept at first. But right now, my attitude is great. And I'm looking forward to doing some good things with this.
Great. Thanks, Tommy, and good luck.
You bet. Take care, Magic.
Okay, thanks, Tommy.
Well, that was a nice thing to do, to call him and help him and get him on it, because he was having a rough time that day.
Well, you have to remember, Larry, that...
That's a pretty tough thing to do.
Yes, it's tough to take, tough to deal with. It was tough for me, tough to deal with. But Elizabeth Glazier helped me out, who was probably...
What a lady.
The strongest woman or person I've ever met. She taught me a lot. And I said, hey, somebody's helped me. I'm going to help Tommy because I know what he's going through.
And you think it's important to speak out like this and go around? And
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Young people, they probably sometimes won't listen to their parents as much as they should. People their teachers, the principal. So if you go in and get a chance to talk to them and speak out and let them know that HIV and AIDS is out here in a big way. And, of course, you want them to not have no sex at all. And tell them, if you do, this is what out here and this is what you can get, other than pregnancy and everything else. So you want Tommy, myself, and other people to get out here and explain to them that HIV and AIDS, the number of heterosexuals is going way up. And so we have to get out here and educate them.
How's your wife dealing with it?
Cookie's doing wonderful. She's...
It's not easy.
Yeah, she's a strong woman, though. You know, she's dealt with it, and she's dealing with it, and we just live, you know.
Do you live a completely normal life?
Normal life, no problem. We have probably so much, I mean, we have more fun than anybody else.
And a good romantic life?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No fears entering it or something?
No. When you love each other and you into each other, there's no fear.
She's got to be special then.
Oh, yeah, very
special.
What about the kids? The kids are great. Just running around, I got to chase them. You know, I don't know who tires me out the most, if the NBA opponents or the kids.
We'll ask about coming back, other players playing against him, and rumors about New York or now Miami. Oh, yes. Pat Riley is in Miami. We'll be right back with Magic Johnson. Don't go away.
The Grass Terminator is here. The Grass Terminator uses a unique multi-edged line with as many as 12 different cutting edges. No wonder it cuts so cleanly, so smoothly, so easily. Your trimmer line actually sharpens as you use it. The Grass Terminator comes with a retractable recessed head that protects the line and keeps it from breaking. The Grass Terminator saves both time and money.
Available at finer home improvement centers and retailers worldwide.
We hear it's winter where you live. How unfortunate.
Alzheimer's disease is the loss of memory. That's how devastating and that's how debilitating the disease is. It gets so bad that they may not recognize their son, their daughter, their wife, their husband. But the real need is to stop the progressive nature of the disease, and that's the next wave of drugs, and that's what we're really working very hard for right now. We may be able to help them use language more effectively. We may be able to allow them to live more independently. These are our hopes. It's not a cure, but if a woman can recognize her grandson, or a husband can go for a walk with his wife, I think we've made real progress.
We're back with Magic Johnson. Why did you come back?
I came back because I loved the game.
But you loved it last year? You loved it the year before?
Yeah, I loved it. And things were right. First of all, my son hadn't ever seen me play. And I didn't want...
That's personal.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want people to tell him what how daddy used to play, or what it was like watching your dad play. I wanted him to see for himself. Then the timing was right. Now the players were educated. The media was educated. The fans were educated. So
that you're not going to give this to someone.
Exactly. Nobody's going to get HIV by playing against me. So everything was right. My mind, in terms of my head, was right. I was right. And I was ready to come back. Before I let people dictate what I was going to do. Somebody said something like, oh, I don't want to play against me. And I said, okay, I'm not going to come back.
Because you didn't want to be.
Exactly.
Okay. What about diving for loose balls? Is there anything you do different where you might get cut, or someone might get cut diving with you? Is there anything you do differently?
No. I dove yesterday and grabbed a loose ball and threw it to somebody, and we scored. So, no, we're going heads up.
Have you noticed any players reacting differently?
No, they are all over me, even more so now.
I noticed that Michael Jordan, to forgive it to you, pretty good that
That's right. You know, Dennis was banging me. They hit me. Mark Bryant yesterday played me as physical as anybody's played me. So I don't see any different. Probably even more physical now because I'm playing a lot more forward now.
Is the league tougher?
Oh, yeah.
5 years.
Yeah, because the players are better and they're bigger and stronger. We didn't have nobody like Shaquille O'Neal who could be that big and strong, but be fast and quick and agile.
Now, how do you account for the fact that you're playing less time, but scoring as much as you did in your last year? What's going on? Are you better? you can't be faster.
No.
You are slower.
I'm definitely slower, but I'm smarter and maybe I'm getting the ball in the areas where you can score easier too. You know, and the game is coming to me. Before, I was bringing the game to other people, and now I'm at forward where guys are bringing it to me.
You control the game more before.
Exactly. And I hope to still get into that point of controlling the game.
Now, let's discuss all these rumors flying around, and obviously you're a free agent, right?
Yeah.
So you are going to play next year.
Exactly.
And are you definitely going to play for the Lakers?
Well, I hope so.
That's a little different than definite. Just supposing you're free to sign with anyone. Nobody has to match or anything. You're a total free agent.
Right.
Supposing the New York Knicks called and said, Magic, we'll give you New York. New York.
I know it. Wouldn't that be something?
You can make it there. You make it anywhere. The Garden.
They should hire you to sell me on it. No, I think that I want
to take at least a breath and think about it.
Yeah, I want to stay in L.A. I do. It's about winning with me. And whoever's in that position with the Lakers, if we're in that position to win, I'll be here.
If they weren't, then you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would think about it.
Now there's another strong rumor out of Miami that Pat Riley, because he's got a lot of play here with his with these trades, he's got play with the what he can spend.
Exactly.
Bring you down there, you and Morning, would be pretty good.
Well, again, I would love.
Would you talk to Pat?
Oh yeah, because I love Pat Riley.
I know.
You know, he's a good friend, and this is not, you know, some word we're just throwing out. We really actually love each other. We're good friends. And if any opportunity ever arose or arrived that we could get together again, we would do it in a heartbeat.
So, if L.A. looked a little weak, Miami looked a little strong, let me put it this way, ask it this way. Would Riley have an edge over New York?
Yes.
All things being equal, Miami would have an edge over the Knicks.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be that impressed about playing in New York. You'd want to play on a good team for a guy you like.
Yes, if all things were equal.
Yeah, all things equal.
But I love New York, the town, the atmosphere. I really do. I love the atmosphere in the Garden.
And if the Bulls,
you've been in there.
And, grew up there. And if the Bulls could afford you.
And they can't.
They can't.
They got to pay a guy, another MJ.
I heard about it. Yeah. 25 million?
Oh, of course.
Do you think he'll get that?
Oh, he better.
Well, they're cheering in Miami. We'll be back with Magic after this.
It was about innovation. It was about elegance. It was about convenience. It was about service. It was about dependability. It still is. The employee owners of TWA. We're up to something good in Europe and our over 80 destinations around the world.
If you're going on a business trip, there's one thing you shouldn't forget: to rent a car from Dollar. Because when you rent on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, Dollar will give you double frequent flyer miles, which you can use to go someplace where you can forget everything that has anything to do with business. Double frequent flyer miles. Just one more reason Dollar makes sense.
You know Holiday Inn. Right, the place with the green sign where you stayed with your parents and got really sunburned. Well, now that you're out there on the road without Mom and Dad, you'll find Holiday Inn hotels are changing to give business travelers the things they really need. Maybe that's why more business travelers stay there than any place else. Because they understand life isn't always a day at the beach. Holiday Inn, in keeping with the times.
Tuesday on CNN's Burden of Proof, the terrorist group Hamas admits to the recent bomb killings on Israeli streets.
We'll discuss law and terrorism Tuesday, 12:30 Eastern on CNN.
Well, we have another surprise caller on the phone for Magic. We've heard from Tommy Morrison. Now I understand we have James from Los Angeles. Are you there, James?
Oh, how are you, Mr. King?
I'm very, very nice to talk to you. I have a question for Magic, James.
Yes, I was at the Magic Johnson Theater in Baldwin Hills. A beautiful, beautiful theater, by the way. Quite impressive. But I heard him say on the Jay Leno program, if anybody waited in line more than 3 minutes, they would get a free soft drink. And I was there about 4.5 minutes, and I did not get my free soft drink.
Gadzooks. Now, what can you say to James?
I owe you. Go.
And I must say, he is terrific on that Jay Leno show. That Jay
I gather, James,
really.
James, I gather you like Jay Leno.
Oh, he is really something.
Would you say that he's the major hit of late-night television?
Oh, very enjoyable. And the night Magic was on was one of his best nights.
Probably one of the best shows Magic ever did, right, James?
Oh, the best.
I think you're Jay Leno.
Oh, you got me.
Well, you found me out.
How did you figure it out? Well, he is one of our best guests, Larry.
Jay, are you on here bothering both Larry and I?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, well, he needs a publicity.
Oh, okay.
No, in fact, Jay, we contacted you backstage at the Tonight Show.
I did. We just finished the Tonight Show, and I rushed down to watch Larry King as I do every night.
How long do you and Magic go back, Jay?
About 20 minutes.
No, he's an incredible guest, as you know.
No, he's a great guest. And Magic, I'll let the real callers get through. I just figured I'd have some fun with him.
Thanks for calling, Jay.
Okay.
I look forward to being on the show again.
By the way,
see you soon.
Jay, did he really said over 3 minutes you get a free soft drink?
That's what he said.
Right. And that's the policy, too.
And that still holds true.
You know, I went to that theater once, and I got stuck sitting behind Magic, and I couldn't see the screen.
Thanks, Jay.
See you later.
All right.
Good guy.
Yeah, he
one
is.
One of the good guys.
Oh, no question about it. He's a good guy even away from the show.
Now, just to catch up on the last statement, you'd listen to people. You want to play in L.A., you'd listen to Miami, you'd listen to New York, you love Pat Riley, you'd love to play again for him. So there are possibilities here. But you also said that Michael is worth $25 million.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. What he has done from day one to now, he's probably worth even more than 25 a year. But I will be pulling for him, and I hope that he gets it because he deserves it. He's made basketball, I'm talking about worldwide, what it is. He's a guy who has never complained from day one. He's like the 10th, 15th highest paid guy.
Yeah, a lot of non-observers of the game would think he's the highest paid player. He's not.
And he's not. He's far from it. So he should definitely get that money, and nobody would even bat an eye. They would be probably happy for him, especially me.
Yeah. And there'd be no jealousy in the league.
No. Michael, get that money. Get all you deserve it.
You're going to get a pretty good piece of change, aren't you, as a free agent?
Well, the problem with leaving L.A., you know, if you leave, you don't get as much. L.A. can pay you more. It's just like Michael. If he ever left Chicago, he wouldn't get as much.
Because they have more in their salary cap.
Exactly. You can pay your own player as much as you want. So,
so Miami would have to go some to get you, but you'd be a major attraction there, and that wouldn't be a bad ball club.
Yeah, and my whole thing is I want to stay here and want to win. And I hope that those two things can happen.
And it'll be your decision, right? It will depend on who the players are.
Exactly. Because I'm too old for that other stuff, you know, messing around. I want to win and get another ring on my finger. That's what I'm all about, just winning.
And only one more year, or might you play more?
I might play more. I just want to see what happens after next season.
How old are you?
36. Be 37 soon.
Oh, you're so old.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
Oh,
man,
old.
You know?
We're going to take a break, talk a little about politics, and take your phone calls for Magic Johnson. Tomorrow night, it's Junior Tuesday, Super Tuesdays a week from tomorrow, and one of our analysts will be Senator Barry Goldwater. Mikhail Gorbachev on Wednesday. We'll be right back.
This is the place for in-depth coverage of the world of sports, morning till night. This is CNN.
He begins against newly crowned WBC champion Frank Bruno. Is Tyson ready? One thing's for sure. Bruno is Bruno versus Tyson. Heavyweight Championship. Saturday, March 16th, live on pay-per-view.
Order before March 16th and pay only $39.95. Call your local cable company today.
At Cox, we know your time is valuable, so we introduced our on-time guarantee.
We've found the tax hogs behind State Question 669. Big ranchers who own tens of thousands of acres. Already they pay half the property taxes the rest of us do, but that's not good enough for them. They're pouring hundreds of thousands into the campaign for 669. Why? Because 669 would cut their property taxes and raise ours. Now that we know who the tax hogs are, let's vote no and hear them squeal.
Inside Politics, 4 and 8:30 Eastern on CNN.
We're back with the great Magic Johnson. We're going to go to your calls, but a couple of quick things on politics. I know that you went along with George Bush on his commission and then quit because you were pretty angry they weren't doing much.
Right.
How's the Clinton administration doing?
They're doing a lot better, even though, you know, I want them to do more, but they're doing better than the past president. But we want more and more things to happen for people with HIV and AIDS.
You have a candidate you like in this group?
No. I like Bill Bradley.
Oh, come on, because he... No, because you like him, not because he was a basketball player.
No, I like him because he would be perfect for our country. He's a man who is smart. I think because he was a basketball player, it helps him to understand everybody and work together with people. I think Senator Bradley, he won't promise nobody nothing that he can't deliver. And he has the look and he has the aura about him. That's who I would like to see run.
We go to calls for Magic Johnson. He's back. We go to Apple Valley, California. Hello.
Hello, Larry and
Hi.
Magic. I can't believe I'm talking to my two favorite people in the world. You both have the best laugh. You just cheer me up so much.
That's kind of silly, yeah.
Anyway, Magic, you've been through so much, and I do know that you probably do have to take medication every day. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I thought so. My son, Kevin, who's also your biggest fan in the world, we've followed you since 1979. He's been diagnosed with an incurable mental illness, which he has to take medication for. And he gets so tired of that and mad at the whole problem, but he does have to take this. And I just wondered if you could give us some words of encouragement and Kevin, you know, so he could...
You know, some people who have to take medication feel a victim of the medication. They get angry at having to take it.
Yeah. I think that you have to look at something that he enjoys or somebody or something and try to point to them like, hey, you see, he has to do it. Or if he does like me,
use you as a model. He likes you. You take medication every day and will the rest of your life, right?
Exactly. So tell him that I have to do it, and I have no problem. You just do it and keep going. And tell him that, you know, there's a lot of things or people even worse off than him, and he has to understand that. So just tell him to smile and everything's going to be all right, but you got to take it because you want to live longer, you want to be here for a long time, okay?
By the way, did you send a letter to Bob Dole and Newt Gingrich over the bill they passed to dismiss people with HIV from the armed services?
Definitely.
Now, Clinton signed that, but he said they're going to try to see that it doesn't get implemented.
Yes. So
what angered you about that?
Well, because these people have been in the military, you know, most of their lives. What angered me the most was the fact that they were going to lose their medical benefits, and they don't have to fight. There's so many jobs within the military. You can move them different places, and they can still be in the military, have a job, and still have their medical. And that's the most important thing because, you know, they can't get the medicine. They have to have money to buy the medicine.
I asked Christopher Reeve if when he were okay, did he ever think much about people in wheelchairs? And he said, no, frankly, he didn't. Has your thinking changed since all of this?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's made me change.
This might have been a bill you wouldn't have even thought of.
Exactly. And I'd be lying to you if I said anything other than that.
Plainview, Texas, with Magic Johnson. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Magic. I wanted to ask you, you've been a role model for all the young people for athletic-wise, being an NBA superstar. And you've also been a role model for all the people who has the AIDS virus or has been diagnosed with HIV. I just want to know, what else in life do you want to accomplish? What is your next goal in life that Magic Johnson is going to be remembered for?
Good question.
Yeah.
Movie theater owner.
Yeah, I was just about to say I want to be a great businessman. I really do. I want to continue to try to give back to the African-American community, to try to build jobs, build businesses, because
in black communities.
Exactly, and try to make sure that if young people, not just black young children, but everybody can say, man, Magic, you know, he built this. And if he can do it, I can do it, more than being a basketball player. Because, like we were discussing, it's hard to be an NBA player or a football player, whatever. The odds against you are so great.
Hoop
so
dreams.
What I want them to do is say, hey, he's been a good businessman, and he got that movie theater. Maybe I can have that too as well.
Do you want a string of them across the country?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got Atlanta, and then Houston will be next. So that's what I want to do next. I want to, and I also want to leave that for my children.
Not bad. And you got shoes now, right?
Exactly.
MVPs?
Yes, yes.
Who makes them?
We started a new company. I'm part owner of it and also have my name on it. But we're going to also sign other players, so it just won't be Magic Johnson. We'll sign
You mean
other
you're
players.
taking on Nike and all those guys?
Well, we're going to take them on, but in a different way, because our price point will be lower. You know, we want to appeal to everybody.
$125.
Exactly. Ours will be about $75 and less.
Did the O.J. Simpson case bother you?
Well, it bothered
the racial
me.
implications and the like.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You know, it brought back a lot of anger and started up a lot of things. And that was, and still is, the toughest thing I think we all had to go through, you know. And you're still trying to grasp it all, you know, because here's a man who we all knew and know. And I knew both him and Nicole. So I hurt for her and her family because I met them together. And this has been a tough situation for L.A. and the whole world. And I don't know what's going to happen coming out of this.
It don't go away, does it, though?
Yeah, it doesn't go away. You're right. And people every day still talk about it.
Have you tried to speak to him at all?
I tried, but it's been a lot going on. He's been traveling a lot. I got a lot going on myself. So I haven't talked to him.
Colin Powell told me on this show that the day Mark Furman testified was one of the saddest days of his life when he found out what he did about him. You too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And also, we need a guy like Colin Powell to be a leader among all people, but especially we need great black leaders, and we're hoping that he'd be one of them.
Did you ever get hassled, or being such a good athlete and being the size you are, you didn't see that in your life?
What, race? Mm-hmm. Racism? I saw it. You know, it's always different because you are an athlete, but it's there, no question about it. You hate that it's there, but you know that it is.
Did you see it in L.A. too?
Oh, yeah.
Toward you?
Yeah, not toward me as much, but it's there. People would be blind or just don't want us. I mean, they just don't want to see it to not see it. I mean, it's definitely there.
We'll be back with Magic Johnson on Larry King Live from Los Angeles. Don't go away.
Who would you like to see on Larry King Live? Drop us a postcard. Larry King Live, 820 First Street Northeast, 10th floor, Washington, D.C. 20002.
Sedans in the world, there is one that has caught America's eye. Aurora by Oldsmobile.
Usually when we think about high tech, we think about Buck Rogers kind of stuff. Well, we are bringing technology literally down to earth in shoes, because everybody wears shoes. We're working on materials that don't wear out because people want to do better. People who play tennis and baseball, they're going to find that the shoes are lasting a lot longer. And DuPont's really the source of that technology, high tech, low tech. There's no such thing. It's technology. How you use that technology is what's really important.
Better things for better living.
DuPont.
Where I come from, there are still people who clean their teeth with salt, sand, and even twigs. Nylon was invented by DuPont. Most people associate nylon with stockings or hose, but the first commercial use was the toothbrush. Tynex is a type of nylon 612. It touches the lives of nearly 2 billion people every day. My job makes me feel really good to have the toothbrush land in the hands of people who need it.
We're back with Magic Johnson and another guest caller on the phone, and a great friend of Magic. They go back many years. Arsenio Hall. Is this actually you?
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting. I'm sitting at OJ's house with Jay Leno, and we're all taking turns calling. OJ had the number.
Hey, I've heard.
Oh, boy, you are bad.
Hey, Hall, where have you been?
Oh, gosh. I'm back in the locker room making sure Irvin's shoes look nice. And, I'm vacationing, taking care of self, hanging with my woman, and looking for a great script. I vacationed for like a year. Now I'm trying to find a great script.
You want to do a movie?
Oh, I would love to. Love to. And I'm enjoying the time off because I get to do a lot of philanthropic things, and Irvin knows what we do. It's a lot of fun.
Tell us about Magic and your relationship.
Oh, wow. I was a comic who had no money and couldn't get tickets. And
he found you out in the street and said, come in, kid.
Yeah, he used to give me comp. No, we go way back, man. We were guys who came to this town. It was all new. He was obviously, as far as success is concerned, way ahead of me as a star at Michigan. And basically, when I came out, we met at the Comedy Store and started hanging out.
Okay, and you saw him work?
Yeah, I saw him work.
He was a funny stand-up.
Oh, man, he was so funny. And then I would go to concerts. He used to open the concerts for us.
And then sometimes we tell him about the concerts we went to that I didn't open, where we went just hanging out.
I know.
And Irvin, let me tell you something.
Don't try it, because
Irvin, don't go to a concert with him because he thinks he can sing, and he thinks that whenever people gather in a room, they're there to see him.
So in other words, you would go see a major concert act, and Magic would sing along with the concert.
We went to see Luther Vandross. Irvin sat next to me. Let me hold you tight and only for. Stop it, man.
You knew I was going to say that about you. You just beat me to it.
Hey, Arsenio, was one of the toughest nights you ever had was because you were the first one to have Magic on when we all learned about him having HIV. Was that a very tough night for you?
Absolutely. Wow. I can't even compare that show to any other show. No. I can tell you how tough it is by saying it's the only show I wish I never had to do.
Was it hard for you to do that show then?
It was hard. I think that it was hard, but if you're going to start off doing a show at
so
that
you went
time,
to a friend.
Yeah, you went to a friend and somebody who knew you and knows you, and I felt more comfortable with him talking about it, and I think it was good for me to start off doing Arsenio's show because of with a friend.
Arsenio, do you miss doing the show every night?
No, I don't miss the show,
really?
but I miss the interaction with artists, and I definitely miss the people. When I hosted the Soul Train Awards and I walked out at the Shrine, I realized that I'm a stand-up for life, and I love to be in front of a group with a microphone. And Irvin's back because Irvin loves the crowd. He loves to play. He loves to win. And he had to. I knew he'd come back. I didn't want him to come back, but I knew he would. I knew. And I'll tell you something else. Larry, you're a basketball fan. You watched the Houston game, right?
I did.
You got to let Irvin out of there tonight because we got to go practice on some fouls.
Hey, how you gonna handle it, Arsenio, if he plays for the Miami Heat next year?
I just got a call from Dove Books. They want Irvin to co-author a book called Foul Shooting Made Easy with Shaquille O'Neal. It's a frightening thought, but
man, you got to get mad. Look,
well, I owe you that. Larry,
this is the Larry King Show, not the Arsenio Hall Show. Okay?
Hey, Larry, we were at this thing, and Irvin's on stage because he think he's a stand-up too. Irvin was saying something. My friend is here. He mentioned my name, and he had a joke. He said, everybody know him. His butt is so high it hits telephone lines when he walked down the street. And I'm like, yo, man, play ball.
That ain't funny.
He's a funny guy, though.
Arsenio, thanks so much for calling in. Great hearing that voice again.
I'll talk to you, Larry. And Dog.
I'll get you later.
No, I know. Dog, I love you.
Right.
Hey, Arsenio, give us one yo. Give us.
I think that's Ed McMahon you're looking for.
No. Hey.
I think you just want to...
Thanks, baby.
Peace, brother.
Peace. Arsenio Hall calling in his good friend Magic Johnson. We'll be back with more calls from Magic right after this.
life is busy. I'm not a hermit crab. I go all over. But MCI Friends and Family's calling card discount only covered my calls to home. So I got AT&T True Reach Savings. It's the only way I can save 25% on every type of call on my AT&T phone bill, no matter who I call in the U.S.
AT&T True Reach Savings. Save 25% when you spend just $25 a month.
I never stop. Why should my savings?
AT&T True Reach Savings. That's your true choice. AT&T.
Velocity equals distance divided by time. Acceleration equals force divided by mass. It isn't that hard to measure the forces that govern technology. The question is, how do you measure a technology company? At Lockheed Martin, we measure ourselves not simply by our success, but by yours. Lockheed Martin, mission success.
There are all kinds of reasons we designed Ford Windstar to be so safe, with over 40 standard safety features, including dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. Reasons it received 5 stars, the highest possible rating in government crash tests, higher than any other minivan. In fact, there are so many reasons we designed Ford Windstar as safe as we did, it's impossible to pick our favorite one. Ford Windstar, now available with $1,000 cash back.
Tuesday's another primary day, and Larry King Live is set to bring you all the action with top pundits, pros, and politicians. Tuesday night, follow the action on Larry King Live, 9 Eastern on CNN. A rare visit tomorrow night with Senator Barry Goldwater on the night of another big primary night in the United States. We'll be covering it all, and Barry Goldwater and other analysts will be with us for our portion of Larry King Live's coverage that evening, along with Bernie and Judy and the rest. We go back to calls for Magic, Youngstown, Ohio. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Glad to finally get through. Magic, it seems like you're really interested in politics, and I'm wondering if you're thinking of running for office. And Larry, how about you having more African Americans on your show?
We have as many as we can.
Politics for me? No, I don't think so. I think that I like doing what I'm doing in terms of the business, supplying jobs for African Americans through the theaters, through...
you don't want to run for office?
No.
Do you ever want to own a pro team? You had a piece of the Lakers.
Yeah, I had a piece of the Lakers, sold it back to Dr. Buss. I like one day for African Americans to own a team outright, just own it. I hope that day comes, and it should.
Phoenix City, Alabama, hello.
Yes, Magic.
Yes.
I am so glad that you are back. All my life, all I've ever wanted to do was to see you play, and I will on the 29th when you're in Atlanta.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Is playing point guard, is that totally out of the question for you?
No, it's not totally out of the question, but right now, with Nick Van Exel playing for the Lakers and being a rising star, it was better for me to go to the power forward or small forward. I think eventually I'll play a little bit more there, hopefully, and maybe we even play in the game together. Maybe I'll run some of the point and have him be the off guard, because he's a scoring point guard.
He can play.
Yes, he really can.
The night you came back, what was that like?
Oh, man. It was like I was there, but...
Watching yourself?
Yeah. But I wasn't... I didn't know what I was doing. I was so emotionally high, and I could hear the crowd, but you couldn't. You know, it was just unbelievable. Man, what a night. I mean, when I got into the game, this is funny. I got into the game, and you know, you were going, but I didn't feel the game. And so all of a sudden, I get knocked from behind. And then as I'm trying to catch my balance, I got hit again, going back the other way again. And then I finally knew. I'm in the game.
What did Dennis Rodman say?
Dennis was like, hey.
What hair was he using that night?
Yeah,
white, I think it was
I
white.
think so. And he was like, I'm going to be all over you tonight. I'm not going to give you room to breathe. Then Michael comes in from the other side. Yeah, Dennis, hit him again. Hit him again. We're going to get him in shape. This is what you get for missing training camp and all the season. We're going to get you in shape. So they would beat me up, but I enjoyed every minute of it.
Did you like coaching?
No.
I can tell.
No, not at all. I love playing. I have more respect for coaches now after going through it, but I never want to be a coach again, never.
We'll be back with our remaining moments with Magic Johnson on Larry King Live from Los Angeles after this.
We'd like to take a minute to tell you about our history and where we've been. But we've got places to go.
Your ability to think, to mentally focus, remember details. It helps you get more things accomplished in your day, in your life.
It's also why new ginkgoba is one of the most important natural supplements today. Ginkgoba's been shown in clinical tests to help improve mental performance, sharpen concentration, and improve your memory. Imagine a supplement that actually helps you think better. Now that's a big idea. Remember new ginkgoba, the thinking person's supplement.
Clean is my business. So when I'm on the road, Super 8's my motel. Clean carpets, clean seats, clean. Clean inside and out. Life's great at Super 8.
We're really not that different. We make about the same. Both have kids in college. Worry about putting away enough to ever retire. So why do I feel he's way ahead of me? Seems to be getting better advice. Comes up with stuff I never even think of. What's he have that I don't have?
Paine Webber. Invest with more intelligence.
She kisses 1,000 lips, dies 1,000 deaths, and she's in every movie you've ever seen. Now TNT gives you her story, a provocative look at Hollywood's leading ladies, the good, the bad, and the beautiful. Premieres Sunday, March 17th on TNT.
One of life's extraordinary people, Magic Johnson, is our guest, La Quinta, California. Hello.
Hi, Larry and
Hi.
Magic. Thank you so much. I just wanted to say that Magic's been an inspiration to children of all ages for many years. I have a 17-year-old son recently injured in an auto accident, and one of the highlights after 5 months of being hospitalized was to see you come back to the Lakers. And I wondered if you could give some words of inspiration to some of his friends from the hospital and elsewhere who are aspiring athletes and have suffered injuries.
Well, what I want to tell them is that life is not over, and that they should keep their heads up, keep their goals and that they set, and try to still attain them. But just because you're waking up and you're living every day, that's a blessing, and feel good about that. Life goes on. Even if, when I was out for 4.5 years, life went on, and I had to go and find other things that I enjoyed in life, and just moved on.
Basketball ain't the only thing.
No, it's not. And you find that out once it's taken away from you. God give you other things that you can still enjoy and that you can still feel good about.
Does sport come easily to you?
Sport?
This sport.
Yeah,
basketball.
yeah.
It looks
yeah,
it.
Yeah, because the love for it, and I've studied it so much.
So you were good. If I saw you at 13, you were a good ball.
Yeah. I stayed out there longer than anybody else. I wanted to be good.
The good ones do that, right?
Yeah.
They got to call. You coming home?
Yeah, that's right.
Urban, are you coming home?
Or when you didn't answer after them about 5 times, you pick up that belt and start waving it. Then you better come home.
And who named you Magic?
Fred Stabley Jr., a writer in Lansing, Michigan.
When you were at Michigan State?
Yeah, when I was in high school, 15 years old, Everett High School.
And he named you that why? Because of the way you played?
Exactly. Yeah, I scored a lot of points against a team one night, and he said, somebody's already called Dr. J. Somebody has the name Big E. I like to call you Magic. And I said, 15, you start laughing. This is never going to stick, and here I am.
And now there's a team in the NBA named after you.
And I'm not making any money.
No money. But if you played with Miami and went up and beat them, I'm putting words in here for Riley.
I see that.
The man is desperate. He needs you, man. Thanks for a great hour, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry.
How big are you? Look at this, folks. Disappearing Jew. Magic Johnson, you're the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Magic Johnson. Tomorrow night, it's primary night. We'll be here with all the results, the activity, and Bernie and Judy and Bill, and our special guest, our guest analyst, among others, Senator Barry Goldwater. Thanks for joining us from Los Angeles. For Magic Johnson and the whole crew, good night.
Something. You have, all of us can get excited for about a month and a half, but for you to commit your entire adult life to this most noble purpose of having all people be equal, regardless of gender, is a contribution that will live on through centuries to come, and I thank you for it, and ask you to sign my picture here.
Okay.
Services provided and promotional fees paid by the following.
Zostrix, the topical pain reliever rheumatologists choose for their arthritis pain and their families, needs no prescription. Zostrix, the one rheumatologists choose for their own.
1-800-US-SEARCH. Locate almost anyone for only $39.95 plus $10 processing. Call Nick and Rob. 1-800-US-SEARCH.
Here's croissant pockets from Hot Pockets brand.
Sandwiches stuffed with ham and cheddar and a tender, flaky crust. Croissant pockets.
Get this. She wants to change her name from Heather to Feather. She's very picky about her food.
Fried
Bill
chicken.
thinks he's losing his little girl and his Kentucky Fried Chicken. So last night he brings him a bucket.
Hello.
In it, he's got the original recipe and this new tender roast. It's in pieces. It's a whole new deal. Bill's got his fried pieces, Heather's got her roasted pieces.
Thanks, Dad.
And I've just got pieces.
New tender roast, now any way you like it, roasted or fried. All you need is a little KFC. Now make it mom's choice. Mix and match our fried chicken with new tender roast. Get 8 pieces, 2 large sides, and 4 biscuits, just $10.99.
He grabbed the pants from the machine. They weren't dry. If I'm late for her parents, she'll kill me, he thought as he hung the pants out of the window and sped off. Maybe by the time I get there, they'll be dry. Yes, he convinced himself. Everything will be okay. Sir, it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Here we go.
You fill me with passion, like an old sweet song. Sweet song.
Sneezing season. Tonight on 5 News at 5.
Macaroni Pete. Shh, baby.
Whoa!
Wow! What a pizza!
New Pizza Hut Triple Pepperoni Pizza. 90 pepperoni pieces, 6 cheeses, 2 crusts, 1 hellacious taste.
Ray and I set up shop here in the 60s. Man doesn't have a lazy bone in his body. Some time ago, his hands began bothering him. He'd take Tylenol or Advil and go about his business, but sometimes it got to be too much. So our doctor said to try Aleve.
This one you take every 8 to 12 hours.
Aleve is longer lasting than extra strength Tylenol. At the end of the day, it's stronger relief than a dose of Advil. It's all he takes. Ray's in every day except Sunday.
Gotta get my fishing in sometime.
Aleve. All day strong, all day long. It's today's cool look. Cool shape and cool taste. It's Cert's Cool Mint Drops. 2 mints in 1. Cool taste for your mouth, plus an active freshening ingredient, Retsin, for your breath. Starting today, treat your breath to Cool Mint Drops. Only from Cert's.
Would you like a dessert?
What you got?
Chocolate.
What?
Shake.
What else you got?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
A shake is not a dessert.
It is if you eat it with a spoon.
At Sonic, when you want dessert, we give you a whole menu of choices. Introducing Sonic's new frozen favorites. Banana splits, sundaes, cones, floats, and more. And right now, our single-topping sundaes are just 99 cents.
Sonic, driving for the change.
The following is a test of the emergency broadcast system. This station is testing its emergency broadcast system equipment. The EBS will soon be replaced with the emergency alert system. The EAS will provide timely emergency warnings. This station serves the Oklahoma City area. This concludes this emergency broadcast system test.
It's your first day, you try to hide your fear, but you'll be okay, Mom, in your new career.
Nothing gets you ready for a big day like those 2 scoops, only in Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
I remember when it was me, starting out instead. Go get 'em, Mom! You're 2 scoops ahead.
Here's an offer that's hot and fast. Now, with a coupon from Kellogg's Raisin Bran, you get a small McDonald's fries free. See back for details and hurry.
What keeps the vitamin C in Tropicana Pure Premium fresher longer? Do you think it could be our patented dual lock carton? Sir? Tropicana Pure Premium. Perfect.
Unreal. They're 100% comfortable, 100% colorful, 100% jerseys. T-shirts, man. Get it? Jerseys. Unreal.
Tonight on 5 News at 10.
You know, if you want to get anywhere in life, you got to put in the effort.
Shannon Miller, Olympic champion, fighting to stay on top of her sport.
I think right now there's a little bit more pressure on me than before.
Ever since she was 5, she's been tumbling and twisting 6 days a week. Now it all comes down to 2 weeks in July in Atlanta. Join 5 Sports' Sean Kimmerling for a sneak peek into the life of an Olympic champion, Golden Dreams. Tonight on 5 News at 10.
It's always spring at TLC. This year, let TLC be your home for gardening success. TLC's acres of greenhouses provides the biggest selection of plants around. This year, grow the best of roses with Ortho's Extended Rose and Flower Care. Don't forget the Humor Mulch and Soil Conditioner to get everything off to a great start. TLC, growing for your gardening success.
Come beautify your home at TLC, where your success stands from ours.
It's Value Roundup time at Arby's, featuring our 5 for $5.55 deal. The deal's sure to start a stampede. 5 Arby's regular roast beef sandwiches for $5.55. Hold your horses, it gets better. You get Arby's slow roasted beef and your choice of sauces. It's a better deal all around. 5 Arby's regular roast beef sandwiches for $5.55. Taste why it's better out here. And try Arby's new home-style fries. So good, they even beat McDonald's in a national taste test.
All right, son, let's see it. You guys cops? Poultry police. We got reports this here Long John's, a fish place, is serving tender, old white batter-dipped chicken fillet. Is a unique taste for a paltry sum.
59 cents each.
59 cents. Nobody prices poultry at that price, pal.
Long John Silver's does.
It's the 59-cent chicken sale at Long John Silver's.
Just put it in the bag. Evidence?
Lunch.
Being a mom, it's letting go when you want to hold on. It's giving them room to grow, make their own decisions. It's feeling good when they choose what you would want for them. Jif's one of those things. They want it because they love it. You choose it because Jif deep roasts its peanuts to bring out more fresh roasted peanut taste. More than any other leading brand, being a mom is doing the best for your kids. Always, in all ways. For more fresh roasted peanut taste, choosy moms choose Jif.
Now at iMasters, you'll be seeing double. Buy 1 pair of glasses and get 1 free. That's 2 pairs for the price of 1. So get to iMasters on the double. Buy 1 pair and get 1 free for a short time at iMasters.
The antiperspirant that can take on any man just got better. Introducing new Secret Concentrated Focus Spray. Goes on drier, so you feel dry with half as much. It's strong enough for a man, but now with concentrated power for a woman.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jennifer Eve. Coming up today on 5 News at 5, they were hailed as breakthrough birth control techniques. Now, 2 high-tech drugs may be causing serious disease.
More and more parents don't care what their kids are doing.
But laws in Oklahoma mean they better know. We'll explain. And following Oprah, a look at how some Oklahomans influence the life of basketball's bad boy. Join us for all your news, weather, and sports on 5 News at 5, the one to count on.
Stylists already know how great Tresemme is, but do you?
These are professional products. They give you salon beautiful hair, but without the salon price.
You are going to love Tresemme's one-of-a-kind remoisturizing conditioner with a special blend of almond oil, silk protein, and rich emollients.
Conditions your hair beautifully.
Gives it softness and shine.
You get salon in the bottle, but not in the price.
Professional, affordable, Tresemme. Naturitaste contains the same sweetener as equal. Naturitaste contains the same sweetener as equal. Naturitaste contains the same sweetener as equal, but at a much sweeter price.
Don't wait any longer to own the video hit of the year. Waiting to Exhale.
Everyone can relate to one of these characters.
Exactly.
Angela Bassett, brilliant. Whitney Houston, beautiful.
Waiting to Exhale. Get your copy now for $19.98 or less.
Block by block, street by street, there's something in the air. We're building up America, and we're building it square by square.
Visit the Builder Square Outdoor Idea Center for a new patio set, umbrella, or new chairs and cushions. Then get 6 months same as cash when you use your Builder Square credit card. Offer ends soon, so hurry in today. Builder Square, getting America squared away.
You can. In just minutes a day, the remarkable Sport Rider can help you look, feel, even sleep better. The Sport Rider is made by Health Rider, and now it's available at Target.
Lunch special, please.
To get the value you get with Golden Corral's lunches, those fast food restaurants would have to throw in something extra. Presenting Golden Corral's Golden Value Lunches. No gimmicks, just great lunchtime values. Like a 3rd-pound sirloin, grilled chicken breast, chicken fried steak, including potato, hot vegetable, and roll. Just $3.99 each. Only at Golden Corral.
Ooh, chicken. Must eat. Need money. Any means necessary. Yoink! Liver and chicken.
Now get 8 big pieces of juicy marinated chicken, 2 family sides, and 4 biscuits for just $8.99. And get this cool Simpsons jug for a special low price.
Whoa, how much luckier can a kid get? That'll work.
Churches, gotta love it.
The grass is higher than ever, and the wind still blows across the midfield. But Robin Sanders is doing something her allergies and the pollen wouldn't let her enjoy before. She's watching her favorite forward score in the Ridgefield semifinals. Thanks to Benadryl, the histamine blocker. It actually blocks the histamines that trigger an allergic reaction. Benadryl gets you out where you want to be.
Child's play.
Whoa. Shaken, not stirred.
Nothing's more intense than slamming a dude.
Iron Kids bread means doing your best, winning the gold or passing the rest. Iron Kids bread means having pride, and now there's something free inside.
Now in freshly marked bags of Iron Kids bread, get a free collectible action sticker with shots of your favorite sports. Collect all 8. You don't have to lick them, you just have to stick them.
Iron Kids bread.
Proud sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team and healthy kids everywhere.
Alpha Hydrox works. And the thing that it does for my skin is it makes it so much smoother and softer. It's really soft. It makes my skin look more elastic and more flexible. It's very affordable. Alpha Hydrox is very affordable. I'm not so much concerned about looking younger. Maybe I ought to be. But I'm sort of more concerned about looking better. And Alpha Hydrox, I think, makes me look better.
Alpha Hydrox Cream and Lotion in drug, grocery, and discount stores.
This is your Hallmark Gold Crown store. Come in here to mark another year. Get what you need to fall in love. Get well soon. Graduate in June. This is your Hallmark Gold Crown store. Come here first. You'll feel better inside.
In Mazzio's favorite new calzone ring contest, more and more votes are coming in.
Mazzio's new ham, bacon, and cheddar calzone ring.
Ham, bacon, and cheddar. Ham, bacon, and cheddar. Ham, bacon.
Thin slices of country ham, smoked bacon, and cheddar cheese baked in a garlic butter crust, served with a Dijon ranch dipping sauce. Only $6.99.
So I wonder how many voted the $6.99 price was perfect.
Mazzio's ham, bacon, and cheddar calzone ring. Cast your vote.
Ho!
Diet Dr. Pepper, the taste you've been looking for.
Weed Be Gone from Ortho kills up to twice as many weeds as other brands, and it won't harm your lawn. Bug Be Gone from Ortho, the only ready-to-use diazinon bug killer that kills virtually any bug anywhere.
Now this is different. Steak and Ale's sizzling Cabernet strip. A fresh New York strip served with a delicate Cabernet sauce. You'll hear it long before you see it, as it makes its way from the kitchen to your table. You could say it's put the sizzle back into steak. The sizzling Cabernet strip, one of our signature tastes, only at Steak and Ale.
Good afternoon, I'm Tracy West. Coming up on 5 News at 5, a health warning tonight for women who use contraceptives. We'll tell you what it is. It's sneezing season. Jane Braden will tell us how to get through it in a special health cast. The search has ended for former CIA Director William Kobe. We'll have the latest. Plus, lower paper costs mean lower prices for you at the grocery store on some items. Our 5 on Your Side team explains, and we need rain. Rick Mitchell will tell us when we might get some of the wet stuff. Join us for those stories and much more next on 5 News.
Back the other way. Man, look at that. Somebody's got to stop the ball. Glenn Rice taking it right to the rack. 73-70 game you see right there in Mitchell Butler. We're tied up at 73 at that point as they head to the 4th quarter. And with 15 seconds left, it's the Hornets with a 100-94 lead over the Bullets. The Bullets blew a big lead the other night at Charlotte. They're about to lose a home and home to the guys they're trying to chase down for the number 8 spot in the Eastern Conference. Tonight's Isuzu Look Ahead, the nonviolent nickname that will replace the Bullets in Washington when the team moves into a new arena for the 1997-98 season. There were 5 finalists: Sea Dogs, Express, Dragon Stallions, and the Wizards. And shortly before the announcement was made, I asked the Bullets' George Murison if he had a preference.
You know, everybody asks me what name I like. Sea Dogs, Express. You know, this is not my business.
Make it your business. If it was up to you, what would the name of the team be?
Change the name of the team. It's not my business. It's another body for this business. No, I play. I play with this team. You know, they give me here another name. Okay, I put here another name. I play with another name. But it's not my business.
The winner, by the way, the Wizards. And I think that's certainly a popular choice with everybody, from what I'm hearing. What did you guys make of this thing? Westy, you got it.
What is this? The idea is to make it a non-violent nickname. The crime rate's going to go down in Washington, D.C. Why don't they change the name today?
Yeah, 97 and 98. Up until then, anything goes, guys.
This is not my business.
Don't you love Big George? By the way, we're going to profile Big George on Inside the NBA on Tuesday. I went up to D.C. yesterday to talk to him. The big guy is certainly a trip. After the season's first month, the Sacramento Kings were 11-4 and had held 10 of their 15 opponents under 100 points. Since that time, they've held 10 out of 34 under 100, and that defensive slump has dropped them below the 500 mark for the first time this season. Tonight, the Kings are hosting the Spurs at Arco Arena, and they're just underway at Arco. Sacramento trying to put the Skids to an 8-game losing streak with David Robinson and the guys in town. Let us move on. The Toronto Raptors and the Phoenix Suns playing at America West tonight. I just wanted you to know I was still here, in case you were wondering. AC Green looking for 10,000 career points. The jumper, he's at 99.98. All right, we've set the scene. This is to go 10,000. No, it's not going to go. All right, this is to go 10,000. No. All right, no. All right, he's at the line. No, there you go, he's within one. On the line again. This is for 10,000 career points. And you're going to get there, AC. You're going to get there. Charles is saying, don't rush it, kid. Just knock it down. Calm. AC Green bottoms it out. 10,000 points for AC Green. And here it is. Watch Ace. I've seen Michael close his eyes while he shoots it. AC closing them afterwards.
It's not that much of a trick to close them afterwards.
He heard the roar of the crowd. 78-72. The Phoenix Suns leading the Toronto Raptors. They are in the third period as they play at America West. All right, we'll be back with more on the Inside the NBA show with Paul Westphal and Reggie Theus. Back with more in just a second.
Saturday Nitro, Jackie Chan is the man. No stuntmen, no tricks, no equal. Watch The Protector tomorrow at 12 after Joe Kidd on TNT Saturday Nitro.
From the Dream Team, Anthony Hardaway. Hardaway, Paul, he went flying.
I'm lucky I'm on the Dream Team. We don't need your help to get to the Olympics. But there are a lot of athletes who do.
Help our athletes get there. Call now. Every donor receives official Olympic merchandise.
For comfort and fit, don't miss men's Genuine Jockey. On sale now at JCPenney.
Genuine Jockey.
You and I have a lot in common. I look at you, I see myself.
Pay too much for auto supplies and you'll feel like one too. At Pep Boys, 445,000-mile tires, just $139. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Master, for freeing me, I shall grant thee 3 wishes.
I want enormous wealth. I want to be adored by women.
You have one final wish. Use it wisely.
Long life.
Still going. Long-lasting Energizer batteries keep going.
Bye-bye. Hey. Here you go.
Oh, no.
The tamper-resistant signature panel, pioneered by MasterCard. It makes a stolen card practically worthless. MasterCard. It's smart money.
Oh, it's that time, the Foot Locker play of the day. The time that we recognize one of the hard-working loggers. It'll be the guy who found this play. Brent Price up top to the rookie Rasheed Wallace. Playing well above the rim. That is the Foot Locker play of the day, and it's James Littleman Stewart. I think James has done this before. That may be the second time for James, the Foot Locker play of the day logger. Thumbs up to James. Let's talk more about Paul Westphal now and talk about the coaching biz, the highs and the lows of this thing, and some of the personalities you get to deal with. What's it like coaching Sir Charles?
I loved it. It was just the greatest. He's such an amazing basketball player. It's really a privilege to just watch him up that close.
There were so many injuries on your team. The frustrations had to mount up for you. And now you see them playing pretty well. Don't you wish, hey, just give me a night where I can put my 5 guys on the floor?
That would have been nice. You know, I would have hoped for that, but obviously they got tired of me, so didn't get that chance.
You know, what I was thinking about is the team was always a team that could score a lot of points, pretty much beat teams by outscoring them. And, you know, I don't think that a team could really win a championship without some serious defense. And you guys got Hot Rod Williams to plug the middle up, but I didn't see how that could work either.
Well, I think the Suns are going to come out of the West. I really do. I'm not sure that they can beat Orlando or Chicago, but Hot Rod hasn't been right all year. Yeah. He's really a good shot blocker. Manning's a good shot blocker. A.C. Green's a defensive player. Barkley can do it. Finley's a defensive player. I think the Suns have what it takes.
Do you think the Suns can beat Seattle and then are really going to come out of the West?
I think they'll come out of the West.
Wow. That's some strong stuff.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, if that happens, we'll have you back.
That's a bold statement.
When the Lakers and the Mavs hooked up a week ago tonight, Magic Johnson had a season-high 30, and L.A. made it 11 of the last 12 over Dallas. Tonight, nursing a bad right calf, Magic did not play. The Lakers and the Mavs met at reunion. Right here on TNT, and Magic styling but sitting it out. Nick Van Exel inside to Cedric Ceballos. Jason Kidd, the guy who makes the Mavs go, to the rookie Lauren Meyer. Emmitt Smith enjoying it, but keeping it inside. Look at the move inside by Elvin Campbell. 64-45, the Purple Gang, and it didn't get...
At it again tonight in Montreal. Susie?
He is American cycling's second coming. Sunday, 24-year-old Lance Armstrong rode into the record books of the nation's biggest, baddest race. He became the Tour de Ponte's first repeat winner, leading the race for the final 11 days and collecting a record 5 stage wins. In sight this summer, a serious run at the Tour de France and Olympic gold.
In a sport most Americans know little about, Lance Armstrong is set for a summer assault on the limelight. The Tour de France starts June 29th.
By the city, by the bay today, so this afternoon's Orioles-A's game was rained out. No make-up date has been set yet. Larry.
Well, if you just looked at his record, you'd guess that Randy Johnson is as good as ever. But the big unit is taking his 5-0 mark to the 15-day disabled list because of recurring back pain. After taking 11 days off, Johnson pitched on Sunday, but he had to leave in the 6th inning with a tight hamstring. Johnson has also experienced calf problems this season. So rather than continuing to throw when he's not 100%, Johnson will try to fully recuperate and then come back. Lou Piniella says nobody can replace Johnson, but Ken Griffey Jr. has joked he'd like to give it a try. When he's not busy running for president, that is. 5 days after undergoing surgery to repair an aneurysm in his right shoulder, David Cone left the hospital today. The swollen blood vessel was replaced by a graft from Cone's left leg. Doctors say the operation was a success. Now, what about his immediate future?
I'm going to want to try to test it. And that's only natural. You're going to want to say, how's this thing really feel? I'm going to want to pick up a baseball, maybe throw it against my couch or throw it against the wall at home and say, hey, this doesn't feel too bad. But, you know, I think I'm smart enough at this point to realize what I've been through and understand that, you know, this is going to take some time. I'm going to have to be patient.
Cone says that in his heart he hopes to pitch again this year. He adds that his right hand feels better than it has in the last 2 months. Charlie?
It was a question of closure. Magic Johnson saying today he had to come back to the Lakers to finally put an end to one of the greatest careers in NBA history. Johnson, who played in 9 championship series in his 12-year NBA career, winning 5 titles along the way, turns 37 in August. Now Magic, who owns a chain of movie theaters, shopping malls, and a line of athletic shoes, among other things, will fall back on his many business interests.
I'm starting. I already got 4 or 5 companies. I got 3 new deals about to happen. I like being a businessman. I'm starting to be good at it, and I want to pursue that. That's all. If I was just a basketball player, I'd be playing. But 4.5 years being out, I've become a business person. My companies are doing well. See, I knew these hypothetical questions was going to come my way. I'm retired. It's over. It's done. I'm not stopping playing basketball. I'm just stopping playing in the NBA.
In 906 regular season games, Earvin Magic Johnson averaged pretty near a triple-double, 19.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 11 assists per game. At 6 feet 9 inches tall, Johnson revolutionized the point guard position. Magic Johnson's place in basketball history is more than secure. Damon Stoudemire, who put his 4 years of eligibility in college to its best use and made a smooth transition into the NBA, named the Rookie of the Year today by a wide margin. The 5'11" point guard led the Toronto Raptors in scoring, averaging 19 points per game. He was 5th in the league, averaging more than 9 assists per game. Stoudemire also set a rookie record for 3-point field goals, nailing 133 of them.
Isaiah told me earlier this season that this is something that you want to win when we were talking, because I told him that, you know, if I didn't win, I wouldn't be that mad. But he said, yeah, this is something that you probably do want to win.
You're not going to see too many guys like this come along. And the things that he did in one season, don't take it for granted and really appreciate it when you come out and watch him every night, because you can get a bag of popcorn and a soda and enjoy him all night long. And I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to kiss you. Because I love you.
Stoudemire, who averaged almost 41 minutes per game, was the runaway winner in the voting of the NBA's broadcasters and writers, receiving 76 of the 113 votes. Arvydas Sabonis and Joe Smith were long behind, and even further out, Michael Finley, Jerry Stackhouse, and Kevin Garnett. Larry.
Kentucky Derby winner Grindstone won't be there. Neither will the horse that was favored to win the Derby, Unbridled Song. But 12 other horses will take the track for the Preakness Stakes on Saturday. They drew for post positions at Pimlico today. Derby runner-up Cavalier with Chris McCarron aboard just missed out in the Derby by a nose. Goes off at 9-5 from the second post position. D. Wayne Lucas, the trainer, has 3 horses in the field. Included in that group is editor's note. Prince of Thieves, another Lucas horse, will take off from the 9th hole, listed at 5-2 with Jerry Bailey up. We'll have lots more from Steve Cyphers and Hank Goldberg at the track. The NFL's most valuable player now facing a challenge as tough as anything that he will encounter on the football field. With more on that story, here's Brett Haber.
Gentlemen, thanks. One day after revealing his dependency on medication, Brett Favre has checked himself into a drug treatment facility. Having referred himself to the NFL's substance abuse program, the Packers quarterback will remain under doctor's care, in his own words, as long as it takes. Favre outlined yesterday that various injuries and surgeries led to his dependency, though ESPN's Chris Mortensen has learned that at least part of Favre's treatment will be for the abuse of alcohol. Favre had wanted to check into the Betty Ford Clinic in California, but the NFL has not sanctioned that facility and therefore asked Favre to check in elsewhere, which he did. The location of that facility is being kept confidential. A little bit later on in SportsCenter, our cover story on the man who chose the road less traveled. Rather fitting that Jacques Vaughn quoted the poet Robert Frost in his decision to stay in school, for if ever a student athlete earned that label, it is Vaughn.
As far as hard work paying off, I think I'll be more excited when I get my diploma.
Also ahead in the show, the Spurs living on the brink of elimination or disaster, or perhaps both. The latest on their fight to stay alive. On the ice, the Panthers making their first trip to the playoffs memorable. We'll check in on their quest for the cup. Plus the man they now simply call Dr. No. Dwight Gooden does the near impossible. He makes George Steinbrenner look good. That and more ahead.
It reduces stress, makes you feel free, helps you connect with people, comes in a box, and it's available without a prescription. MCI 1. life just got simpler.
To make this beauty look its best, I use Armor All Protectant on the vinyl and rubber. And for the paint, now there's Armor Plate Paint Protectant. It shines, protects, and really makes those colors pop. New Armor Plate. It's like Armor All for your paint.
.9% financing for 24 months or 0 payment, 0 interest, and 0 down for 6 months.
Introducing the VersaPack cordless rubber and broom with interchangeable batteries from Black & Decker. Because there's nothing more rewarding than a job well done.
For the first time, one company has brought cellular, paging, emailing, and surfing the net under one roof. Or should I say, lid. MCI One. Life just got simpler.
The Phoenix Suns will remain the Cotton Club next season. 65-year-old Cotton Fitzsimmons, who returned from a front office role to take over as coach of the Suns in mid-season, has decided to remain as the head coach for next year. The Suns, ravaged by injuries this season, went 41-41 and then got bumped from the playoffs in the first round. Will Patrick Ewing ever win an NBA title? Will the Knicks keep Jeff Van Gundy as their coach? And what new players will they add for next season? The Knicks have got all kinds of questions to answer after being eliminated from the playoffs by the Bulls last night. For the Bulls, full speed ahead for an expected clash with Orlando. Bulls finishing off the Knicks last night in Chicago, although New York came out and looked good early. Willie Anderson with the steal from Jordan, gets the pass back from Derek Harper, throws it down. Knicks were up 5. But Chicago would come back on their home court. Derek Harper the miss. Ron Harper, the strike to Michael, who had 35 points. Bulls went on to win it 94-81. Of all people, Bill Wennington feeling the thunder of a reverse dunk. Dennis Rodman with parting shots for Jeff Van Gundy after the game. Differing opinions on the fate of the Knicks.
It's still disappointment. I still think that we are a better team than the Bulls, but we just didn't prove it.
This team's getting old, I'm pretty sure, and they feel they're going to have to make some changes. And, you know, hopefully won't be too good. You don't want to deal with them too often. And certainly we want to continue to dominate them, at least while I'm still playing.
Another game, Jazz and Spurs. Must-win situation for San Antonio. Avery Johnson exploding to the hoop. Spurs up by 10 after 1 quarter, but the Jazz come back. Felton Spencer says, "Don't bring the weak stuff in here, David." Jeff Hornacek back the other way, stops and pops. Jazz close to within 2, but the Spurs, in a game they had to have, with authority, it's Will Perdue. Avery Johnson with a miss. The Admiral is there. He had 24 points, 15 boards. Spurs win 98-87, and Bob Hill is already thinking about Game 6.
We needed a dose of what we're about again. That's the biggest thing, which is going to really fuel our confidence in Salt Lake City. That one's going to be a war. I mean, it's just going to be a fun game. I wish we were playing right now.
But about to play right now. Tonight in the NBA, Game 5 of the Orlando-Atlanta series. Hawks stayed alive with a victory in Game 4. Do they have even a chance in the arena? We will preview that game later on in the show. Charlie?
Now to hockey. Aside from goalie John Van Beesbrook, the Florida Panthers are a largely anonymous lot, just 3 years old. The Cinderella expansionists have made a collective name for themselves, much in the same way the New Jersey Devils did last year. No household names, but a team that plays a disciplined system, which eliminated the high-powered and heavily favored Philadelphia Flyers in 6 games last night in the Eastern Conference Stanley Cup semifinals in Florida. Flyers are facing elimination, as well as a promise from Eric Lindros, a guaranteed victory in Game 6, but John Van Beesbrook was just too much. First period scoreless. Eric Desjardins with the wrister, and Van Beesbrook comes up big. Later in the first, Flyers on the power play. Peter Svoboda will fan on the pass, and Bill Lindsay, he could go all the way. 1-0 Panthers. Third period, 2-0 Panthers. Stu Barnes finds Dave Lowry, who goes top shelf, 3-0 Panthers. Who did a great job of smothering the Legion of Doom all night. Eric Lindros being draped by Brian Sprudlin. Lindros and the Flyers virtually ineffective against the Panther defense. The Panthers continue their amazing playoff run. 4-1 they win. Ben Beesbrook, 34 saves, but he says it's a team effort.
This group has come together so well and believed in each other so well from day one. Whether it's a young guy in the lineup, a veteran in the lineup, we got the job done. And as you can see, you know, it's just not myself. I've been getting a lot of credit. The credit spread through a lot of players, even the guys that didn't dress tonight.
In St. Louis, the Blues with a chance to wipe out the Wings. No score. First period. Slava Kozlov fires a rocket deflected by Igor Larionov. 1-0 Wings. Later in the first, Casey has trouble clearing the puck. Chris Draper steals, and he scores. 2-0 Wings, who are playing all out. Bob Rouse deflecting Steve Leach's shot off his face. Rouse had to leave the game. Third period, Blues mounting a comeback. Gretzky to Brett Hall. 3-2 Wings, 3:48 to go for the Wings. Put the game away inside the final minute. Nicholas Lindstrom with the slap shot. He would beat Casey 4-2. The final, the Wings. Osgood 18 saves, Game 7 Thursday in Detroit. Up next on SportsCenter, Ken Griffey has an opponent in his presidential bid. We'll tell you who it is on Dollars and Sports when SportsCenter continues.
Cox and Sprint have teamed up to reduce your cable bill.
Reduce my cable bill?
Right. Imagine shrinking your cable bill every month.
Every month? How?
Sign up for Sprint Sense at 10 cents a minute, and we'll take 10% of your long-distance charges off your cable bill.
You mean the more I talk with Sprint, the more I save with Cox?
Right. Like to see that again?
Yeah.
Call Cox. Get Sprint Sense and get 10% of your long-distance charges off your cable bill every month.
Hi, folks. Dean Blevins looking at the true savings equation from Hudiburg. Math's never been one of my favorite subjects, but this makes a lot of sense to me. Hudiburg Nissan Buick sells a lot of good cars, and so the factory thinks very highly of the Hudiburgs. Now get new Sentras, $199 down, $199 a month. Don't miss this opportunity to own a new Sentra, $199 down and $199 a month. We all want quality and value, so take advantage of the Hudiburg equation of savings.
Top of everything that's going on in the NHL playoffs? You got it. NHL Tonight, the whole playoff picture wrapped up in 30 minutes of stats, highlights, and action. NHL Tonight, only on ESPN2.
There are those who believe that if they could, Olympic officials would put 5 rings on a ball of dust and call it the official lint of the Olympic Games. Yes, we exaggerate a bit, but the point is, do not mess with the folks in Atlanta. The U.S. Postal Service tried to by selling T-shirts that bore the Olympic stamp. Yes, they had the right to sell the stamp. No, they did not have the right to sell the T-shirt, and the folks in Atlanta wanted some money for it. The solution came down yesterday, with the Postal Service taking the T-shirts off the market and the Olympics getting 2/3 of all future money generated from marketing the stamp. That would be a perfect segue now to our weekly business report that is entitled Dollars and Sports. You've seen them everywhere. And on Monday, the Supreme Court protected the rights of tobacco companies to continue advertising at major sporting events. In striking down a Rhode Island law banning liquor price advertisements, the court's majority ruled that only tailored restrictions are constitutional and only if their effect can be proven. The ruling could have a major effect on efforts to ban cigarette advertising at sporting events. Last year, Northwestern football entered the Big Time, earning a trip to the Rose Bowl for the first time in 48 years. This year, the Big Time hits Northwestern. The student section, where students pay $20 for a full season ticket, has been moved 10 yards deeper away from midfield, from the 30 to the 20-yard line. The school denies that the move was made to open up the more valuable seats and raise the ticket prices. Over 2,000 students have signed a petition protesting the move, and at last report, the school was considering reversing its decision. The Philadelphia Eagles made news off the field, premiering their new colors and logo, and on the field, selling the naming rights to their new preseason practice field at Lehigh University to Sunoco. It's the first time the naming rights to an NFL practice field have been sold. It looks like Ken Griffey has some competition for president, and not just from Bob Dole and Bill Clinton.
There's a better choice.
Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray is being nominated by the Fila Company. These spots will run in cities where the Indians are playing. Wilson Sporting Goods, in an effort to increase tennis participation by kids, has signed a deal with Marvel Comics. New rackets emblazoned with the Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, and X-Men's Wolverine. Our Dollars in Sports number of the week is 63 for 63 cents Canadian, or if you prefer, 44 American. That is the cost of one O. Henry candy bar, which is now being thrown onto the field in appreciation of Expos outfielder Henry Rodriguez. On Saturday, between 30 and 40, we counted, were thrown. And Sunday, the game was delayed 10 minutes following a Rodriguez double. 22 were collected, and manager Felipe Alou was ejected for body language, which umpire Harry Wendelstadt felt encouraged the candy toss. However, the players didn't mind. Derek Bell was seen eating one in right field during the game.
There's got to be a shortage somewhere around the city of Montreal.
And you know those floors in the NBA that have become full-size murals? Well, the NBA has ordered several teams to repaint. TV networks have complained that several players blend in with the designs on the floor. The Rockets, Grizzlies, Raptors, Hornets, and Hawks will all have to change their look.
Dollars and Sports is brought to you by Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
Bob Lee will return to this slot at his regularly scheduled time next week. Steffi Graf, she says the clay is her least favorite. You'd never know that. Her adventures in Germany ahead. Plus, Dwight Gooden's Bronx Tale. It's had a happy beginning. Will it have a happy ending? That is next. This is SportsCenter.
Taking care of business. Office Depot is bigger and better than ever. With more brand name office supplies than ever before. With more superstores nationwide. More top-brand business machines and computers. More software titles and computer accessories. More office supplies and furniture at guaranteed low prices nobody can beat.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
The impossible is now possible. From the makers of Krylon comes the next revolution in painting. Latex enamel in a spray. A vivid array of color. The ease of a spray with low odor and easy cleanup. The beautiful, long-lasting finish of enamel. Introducing new Krylon Living Color. Latex enamel in a spray. The next revolution in painting.
I spend my life in pursuit of cool, which, like energy, can neither be created nor destroyed, only enjoyed. Sometimes I cannot be as one with cool, too busy with the grind. But when I shake loose, I home in on cool like a bird dog with my Motorola pager. It's how I stay connected with my very cool friends. So when my Motorola pager beeps or vibrates, I know that somewhere coolness is calling. Get a Motorola pager and know. Now, not knowing is not cool.
Motorola, what you never thought possible.
We're out of here. No, please keep your hands in the cart. We'll come back for that later. That one needs batteries. You're gonna get Daddy in trouble. Excuse me? No, that one definitely has too many parts. We gotta go.
Check out the 96 rodeos at the Great Isuzu Clearance Event, going on now.
Men's tennis on the clay of the Italian Open in Rome. Tomas Muster serving up top against Peter Korda. First set. God, what sound. Oh, and Korda with a big point, but Muster would win the first set 6-2. Second set, Korda serving. Jam. 6-2, 6-3. Muster wins in straight sets, but two Americans, Jim Courier, a two-time Italian Open champion, and Mal Washington, both lost today in straight sets. Courier beaten by Hernan Gumi, who is ranked 61st in the world. One American did advance, Todd Martin, in 3 sets over Alberto Berasategui. At the German Open in Hamburg, Steffi Graf against Ayu Basuki of Indonesia. Steffi, top of the screen. A winner, 6-2 from the baseline. Second set, Graf again up top as Basuki. Oh. Steffi wins easily, but the story of the day, Martina Hingis, a 15-year-old Swiss miss, ousted in straight sets by Karina Habsova And the 6th seed, Amanda Kutzer, lost in 3 sets. Anka Huber advanced past American Lindsay Lee. Remember her name, Lindsay Lee. She's already beaten 2 top 10 players in her first 2 years on the tour. Larry?
When SportsCenter continues, we promise to go all out to give you today's highlights. A la James Mouton of the Astros. And is the Russian mob infiltrating the NHL? Who's been threatened and why? When we come back.
Rebel, express yourself. Take your creativity to a whole new level. Express yourself with EOS lenses and the Rebel X from Canon.
It's a hot world. Make sure you have a cool citrus drink.
Introducing the VersaPack cordless rubber and broom with interchangeable batteries from Black & Decker. Because there's nothing more rewarding than a job well done.
We were different. I was from Queens. He was from Illinois. He was a Republican. I was a Democrat. But it didn't matter. Because what we shared was a love of baseball. And that huge government check he received every month.
I am the picture of health. I'm low-cal and high-fiber. I'm homogenized and pasteurized.
I'm fat-free.
So how come I still feel like...
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Night Lights is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Drivers wanted.
There it goes. This game is tied. Way up there. Upper deck.
Nixon has popped it up. Molitor will try to get out of Rabelais' way, and they've launched it, and it falls.
This ball is hit hard to straightaway center. A tough play for Gerald, and he gets it! Unbelievable. He stuck his glove up. Now the relay back to first. Double play. With it for himself. The 2-1. A high cover. He's going to do it. And shortstop Jeter. Jeter on the outfield drive. Makes the catch. The Yankees win. The Yankees win. And Josh Gooden pitches a no-hitter.
Oh, what a moment. The doctor made quite a house call last night. Dr. K. Dwight Gooden completing a storybook comeback from drug suspension to no-hitter. From the euphoria of last night's gem against Seattle, today Gooden had to deal with a real-life doctor situation, his father's open-heart surgery in Tampa. Doctors say Dan Gooden is doing well, his prognosis is good. Running the spectrum of emotions one day to the next. It's kind of how Gooden's comeback season has gone, and we're not even through the month of May yet.
Dwight Gooden left the field last night on the shoulders of teammates, a long way from where he started the 1996 season.
This was spectacular. I mean, from where Doc came from in spring training, and, you know, Mel Stottlemyre and I felt he had good stuff. But we couldn't get in his body to tell him he had good stuff.
And it is Stottlemyre, the Mets pitching coach, who watched Gooden's star rise in the 80s, who can be credited with getting Gooden on the way back.
It's been a while, and having Mel come in, who's known me for his mechanic-wise, and he can see me once I get out of sync because with the layoff.
But after being out of the game a year and a half on a drug suspension, it wasn't the Gooden of old who came out of spring training. Gooden didn't make it through the 6th inning against the Rangers in either of his first 2 starts. And after a 3-inning debacle against the Twins on April the 19th, Gooden's starting days looked numbered.
Then after the game in Minnesota, we just felt he was going backwards, and we put him in the bullpen. Gave Mel the opportunity to shorten up his delivery just a little bit, so he had better command of the stuff.
Gooden's demotion to the bullpen didn't last very long. With David Cone scratched from the lineup on April the 27th, it was Gooden back on the mound with a more streamlined delivery, and he kept his spot in the rotation with Cone on the DL. Gooden has taken advantage of the opportunity. He hasn't lost since his return from the bullpen, throwing at least 6 innings and decreasing his hits given up in all 4 of his starts.
Just see the maturation of him in these 4 games that he's pitched. He got better each time, and you could see the look in his eye, and you know the look in the eye.
That look wasn't the only thing that returned for Gooden. The movement in his fastball brought back memories of a 1985 Doc Gooden, sending 268 batters down on strikes just 1 burrow away over at Shea. And as Derek Jeter closed the door on Gooden's masterpiece, things looked to have finally turned around for the man that New York has come to know as Dr. K.
I feel so tremendous for Doc. It was, you know, to see the look on Doc's face. I've known Doc a long time.
The fans, you know, been with me through my ups and downs, and being able to make the comeback and do this here in New York is a tremendous feeling.
An amazing night in the Bronx, and we've got the Wednesday night doubleheader beginning at the bottom of the hour. But between now and then, our cover story focuses on a rare bird in college, Jacques Vaughn, the Jayhawk who decided to bypass the NBA to stay in school. Shaq and the Magic look to finish off the Hawks tonight. We'll have a preview of that game for you. And we'll go to Yankee Stadium, where the Mariners and Yankees try to follow up last night's dramatics. That game follows SportsCenter. But first, a preview of the top stories of the day. Once again, here's Brett Haber. Brett?
There have been many upsides to baseball's realignment, more compelling playoffs, more geographic sense to the game, but one of the byproducts seems to be at least one division every year that cannot produce a winning team. At the moment, that division would be the NL Central. The Astros lead the race at 2 games below 500. The Cubs are a half a game behind that. Those 2 teams battling this afternoon. Frank Castillo in trouble in the 3rd, trailing 1-0, 2 men on, facing Derek Bell. And I believe, yes, he's gone shopping at the Gap. He picked up a pocket tee. Brian Hunter, Jeff Bagwell scored 3-0 Stros. Next batter, Sean Berry, dial 8. Long distance, deep to left, 5-0 Astros, 3rd of the year for him. Same inning, Castillo facing the opposing pitcher, Donnie Wall. You want to get this guy out. Indeed, he did not. Base hit to left, helps himself. Mouton scores, 6-0 Houston. Riggleman's seen enough. But the Astros come through with some defense. Scott Service, shot to center. Here comes Mouton, and yes, he's into leather. And promotion day at Wrigley. Buy a ticket, get a French braid. Final score, 7-5, Astros win. Derek Bell breaking out of his 8-for-38 slump with a 3-for-5 day. 2nd straight win for the Astros after 4 straight losses. Giants and Phillies at the vet. Curt Schilling taking notes on how not to pitch. Like that. Todd Zeal off of Mark Leiter. Deep and gone and out in a hurry. Next batter, Mike Lieberthal. Deep and gone and out in a hurry. Back-to-back shots, 2-0 Phillies just like that. Giants roar back, though. Matt Williams up against Mulholland. Clear. Crushed. 10th of the year for Williams. 2-run job. That puts the Giants up 5-2. They would lead by 6-2. But hey, this is baseball in '96, so there's going to be some offense. There's going to be a comeback off of Rod Beck, Kevin Stocker. It's in the corner. It's a triple. Here comes Zeal and Lieberthal. That ties it at 6, which takes us to the 10th. Beck facing Todd Zeal. Ball game. High fastball, opposite field. Gone. 2nd of the game for him. And with that, the Phillies take the victory 7-6 in 10. Rod Beck blowing his first save of the year. He had converted 9 of 9 prior to this. Terry Mulholland gives up 6 runs in 4 innings. He's now given up 14 runs in his last 7. The O's and A's were supposed to go in Oakland, but they get washed away by the rain. No makeup date has yet been announced. The Seattle Mariners try to bounce back tonight from being Doc Gooden's no-hit victims, but they will have to do that without Randy Johnson, the left-hander placed on the 15-day disabled list after suffering continued pain in his back and in his right leg. The large unit, as we know him, has already missed 11 days due to injuries and was forced to leave early in his last 3 starts. Johnson flew back to Seattle today. The record stands at 5-0. He has not lost a game dating back to August of last season. There was a time when Russian hockey players did not play in the NHL because of the exceedingly tight controls the Russian government placed on its players. For the most part, those controls have been lifted by the government, but now They come from another source. Allegations concerning the Russian mafia's influence over NHL players have surfaced in recent years. Bob Lee has more on that story from Capitol Hill.
What's been rumored and whispered was discussed in the open, the extortion of Russian NHL players by the Russian mafia. The Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations heard testimony on 3 current NHL players. An anonymous witness, a Russian mafia informant in federal custody, told the committee the man convicted of extorting Alexander Mogilny does have Russian organized crime ties, and that Alexei Zitnik, now in Buffalo, and Vladimir Malakov, currently with the Canadiens, were each the target of extortion threats by the Russian mafia.
Alexei Zitnik, a defenseman for the Buffalo Serbs, used to play for Los Angeles Kings. He showed up in a Russian club in Los Angeles one night with a new car, expensive clothes, and beautiful woman. He was young and naive. A man named Sasha, who I know and connect with Russian criminal group, appreciated Alexei and demand money from him. Sasha was sending Alexei a warning to make sure he thought about his future in Los Angeles. Alexei did not go to police. Instead, he went to a more powerful criminal group to take care of the problem for him, which I understand it did. I also know Vladimir Malakov, who played for Montreal Canadiens, but used to be with the New York Islanders. He was appreciated in the National Restaurant in Brighton Beach by a man who worked for Ivankov. The man demanded money from Malakov. He didn't have to threaten him especially. The message was clearly understood. Malakov spent the next month in fear, looking over his shoulder to see if he was being followed. Avoiding restaurants and clubs where Russian criminals hang out. Fortunately, the problem went away when Malakov was traded to Montreal.
A Russian interior minister told the committee that hockey players are not specifically targeted, that anyone with money is vulnerable. But the Russian mafia informant testified that an NHL player had no confidence in Russia's law enforcement capability.
And in the case of the professional hockey player, Alexei Zitnik, why didn't he go to the police after he was threatened?
Because he don't trust police. Nobody trusts police in Russia, and he just go another powerful criminal group who protect him.
No trust in the police because of his past.
Yes.
According to the informant, another Russian godfather just arrived in the United States last week. When leaders arrive, he said, the problems will multiply. In Washington, I'm Bob Lee, ESPN.
Bob, thanks very much. We move on to the track now, where there has not been a Triple Crown winner since the year 1978, and again, there will not be one this year either. Affirmed, the last horse to pull off the triple play. Grindstone had a chance to do that this year, but had to retire before the Preakness with a leg injury. The Preakness draw held this afternoon. You remember Cavanier lost out to Grindstone in the Derby by a nose. He goes off as the 9-5 favorite out of the 2-hole. Chris McCarron will be aboard. Victory Speech, part of the Dwayne Lucas group, gets the 3 spot at 30-1, and Louis Quatorze with Pat Day aboard gets the 6 change. Prince of Thieves is the second choice at 5-2. Jerry Bailey rides him out of the 9-hole. Editor's Note with Gary Stevens on, 1 spot over, and Tours Big Red on the outside at 15-1. Now, at the latest from Pimlico, we join Steve Cyphers and Hank Goldberg. Gentlemen?
There's more talk around this year's Preakness about who's not here rather than who is here. With the Derby winner Grindstone gone and the glamour horse of 96 Unbridled Song not going to compete, up to 14 horses considered entering this race before Wednesday's post-position draw. However, when it was done, there were 12 horses who will start from the gate on Saturday. Hank Goldberg, assess the field for us.
Well, there's nobody in here who would really scare. In fact, I wish you and I owned a 3-year-old and we'd bring him here and really have some fun. But I'll have fun because it's going to be a great betting race. Post position is not so important in a 12-horse field like this, particularly with only one horse that figures to go to the lead, that being Skip Away. He drew the 11 post. His natural speed will carry him without any problem. Cavanier drew well, the Derby runner-up. He's inside the number 2 box. I'll tell you something, that horse always draws well, and he should get the good trip, and the rest will be behind him, and it's going to be fun, I'm telling you.
Well, the odds makers think so. He's been made the early favorite at 9-5. Will that hold up till post time?
I think Prince of Thieves will see a lot of money, too, because he has a trouble trip behind him, and he seems to be getting a lot of public support here.
Rain at Pimlico on Thursday. They're expecting that through till Friday morning, but by post time Saturday, it's supposed to be about 74 degrees and partly sunny skies. That's it from Baltimore. Now back to SportsCenter.
Gentlemen, thanks. Still ahead on this program as the Yankees celebrate the comeback of one pitcher. Why not two in 1 week? Jimmy Key follows up the doctor tonight. We've got a preview on the way.
It reduces stress, makes you feel free, helps you connect with people, comes in a box, and it's available without a prescription. MCI One. Life just got simpler.
The Silver Bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the cool taste of the Rockies.
Note the back position. Oh, what a tragedy!
For the first time, one company has brought cellular, paging, emailing, and surfing the net under one roof. Or should I say, lid. MCI One. Life just got simpler.
Last night in the Bronx, one of the great stories in the first 6 weeks of the baseball season, Dwight Gooden's no-hitter, is going to be a tough act to follow up on 161st Street and River Avenue in the Bronx, but the Yankees and Mariners are going to give it a try. That's the opener of our Wednesday night doubleheader, following us at the bottom of the hour. Chris Berman's going to be calling that game tonight. Chris?
Well, thanks, Charlie. With me is Yankee manager Joe Torre, and last night was unreal. A day later, you still in space concerning the doc?
You know, I had made up my mind, and I talked to you last time. I wasn't going to read the newspaper.
Right.
But today I had to read the newspaper, just because of Doc. You know, I'd never seen an emotion like that. Mel Stottlemyre said, you know, the years he coached him, he never saw an emotion like Doc coming off the field last night. It was like everything penned up inside of him, and all of a sudden it was like great, you know, and exhilaration, and it was just so wonderful.
But now you move to the reality of David Cone. He had a press conference at Yankee Stadium here today. What's his status, Joe?
Well, David Cone, you know, he wants to pitch tomorrow.
Right.
He feels wonderful. I shook his hand today. He says, oh, what do you think? What do you think? You know, he says, you feel the difference. You feel the difference. You know, there's blood running through his fingers. He loves it, and that's great news for everybody. Of course, we're going to have to, you know, I told him you're going to crawl, and then you're going to walk, and then we'll talk about pitching. Hopefully, you know, we'd like to think it's this year, but I think it's silly of us to try to count on him for this year. And if it's next March, that's wonderful, because, you know, a week and a half ago, we never thought, you know, we thought the possibility of him not pitching again was there, and that was scary.
Tonight, see, it's another pitcher, Jimmy Key. Now, here's someone that can step up, perhaps, and pick up some of the slack that David has left behind. What do you look for him tonight?
Well, you know, Chris, we have a bunch of guys that can pick up a little of David's stuff. And, you know, you have Doc, you have Rogers, a kid named Pettit, and of course, Jimmy Key. Jimmy Key right now is finding out how well he is, how good he is physically. And he's getting better all the time. This is 2 starts in a row now. He really hasn't had the tightness he had early on. And hopefully tonight he takes another step.
Yankees, Mariners. I mean, if you like the last game, just wait till tonight's. Chaz?
All right, Boomer, we'll see you in about 16 minutes or thereabouts. Yankees and Mariners following Sports Center, which in turn is followed by the Padres and Mets from the Murph at 10:30 Eastern. It's our Wednesday night double dip coming up at 7:30 Eastern. Larry?
It is official. The Anaheim City Council has approved Disney's plan to renovate Anaheim Stadium, a move which now paves the way for Disney to take over day-to-day operations of the California Angels. The Cowboy, Gene Autry, will remain the team's majority owner, but Disney will run the club. Disney putting up $70 million, while the city of Anaheim will chip in with $30 million to renovate the Big A. Wine Sports Center continues. Will the Hawks be making their final flight of this NBA season tonight in Orlando? And while the Magic keep playing, this Magic will not. Why is Johnson calling it quits? A one-on-one interview coming up.
A Rude Central air conditioner is built so well, it might just last you till the next ice age. Heck, a Rude air conditioner cools so well, it might even cause the next ice age. You can rely on Rude.
Call Colson Heat and Air at 360-2982.
Tonight, the two hottest addresses in town are back-to-back. First, if Donna thought her boyfriend had a surprise. Will you marry me? Wait till her old flame shows up.
Hi, Donna.
Jamie Walters guest stars on a brand new 90210. Then, on a special day and time, see why the women of Melrose Place
You are going to help me kill Richard.
have never been more dangerous. Priscilla Presley guest stars on a brand new Melrose Place after 90210 tonight. The X Games, coming soon.
Yesterday, it was a press release. Today, it was a press conference. Magic Johnson making it official. His NBA career is over. And following his press conference, Magic went one-on-one with our Shelley Smith.
Magic, a big decision today. How long did it take you to come to this?
Well, it took me all the time that I've whatever been out, 10, 12 days. But you know what? This is a happy day for me. I've given all I could to playing in the NBA, and I've had just a wonderful time. I've had a great career. God has been good to me, blessed me to, the 5 championships to play in 9, to meet all the people that I had met, to just live a life, a dream life that people would give their left arm or right arm for. And this is it for me. It's not like I'm playing around or trying to come back and all that. This is it, and it's been just a wonderful time.
There's been a lot of criticism lately. In hindsight, do you think you were a disruption to this team?
No, I wasn't a disruption. What happened was, I think that there was so much going on. What I tried to do was get them to understand to play smart. Whether they had me or not, we wasn't going to go anywhere because we're not smart enough to go. See, the whole thing is you can have talent, but you got to play smart. When an older guy comes in and tries to maybe tell a younger guy, hey, this is not the way to do it, then they get upset. Now egos come a factor. So maybe I hurt some egos. Maybe I said some things that hurt some people. But now it doesn't matter because I moved on.
Okay, so I'm Pat Riley. I got a fistful of cash. I'm calling. I'm saying we got a spot. We need you. What do you say?
I couldn't leave out Los Angeles. If that was the case, I would have went on and continued to play and went somewhere else.
So this is it?
And no, this is it. It's not like I'm leaving sad. What I wanted to do was close the book. I got an opportunity to do that, And criticism, all that doesn't hurt me. I've been through everything. So, you just get that off your shoulder and keep moving.
Okay, best of luck in the future.
I appreciate it.
Let's go back to SportsCenter. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Shelley. The Atlanta Hawks managed to stay alive longer than anybody figured they would, beating the Magic 104-99 on Monday night. Orlando, however, still leads that series 3-1, and they can finish the job tonight. Shaquille O'Neal vowing he would not go 5 for 17 from the line again tonight. And with more on the game, here is Jason Jackson in Orlando.
In Game 4, the Atlanta Hawks did something they have not been able to do the entire series. They won the game. Also in Game 4, Shaquille O'Neal did something that the Magic have seen too much of throughout his entire career. He missed free throws. A 5 of 17 performance at the charity stripe on Monday had Shaq back at the scene of the crime this morning, a place that O'Neal has visited 49 times in this series.
Well, we're only fouling Shaq when he's right under the bucket about to dunk the ball. I mean, that's what you do to anybody in the NBA in the playoffs. People got to quit complaining about that. If you can't shoot free throws, you're going to get fouled. That's what happens.
But now the series is back in Orlando, and what usually happens to the Hawks there, they get blown out. Case in point, 7 straight losses, 4 straight by double digits. In the first 2 games in this series, Orlando shot 58 and 53% from the field respectively, hitting 21 of 33 three-pointers. With that in mind, most think tonight's contest is a formality en route to an Orlando-Chicago Conference final, except those involved in this game.
The national media, the local media, opposing teams, they all consider this series over with, and that the next series is automatically Chicago and Orlando, and it disturbs me. I don't think it's right. I don't think it shows the Hawks the respect that they deserve. And if we go into this game with the attitude that just because we're home, we're automatically going into the next round, then we're going to find ourselves looking at 3-2 and going back to Atlanta.
Last game, we didn't have anything to lose. Tonight, we don't have anything to lose. And I think it's natural for guys to overlook us. I mean, we have such a task to, obviously come back from being behind. So, everybody has definitely counted us out.
Michael Jordan was saying, well, against Orlando, we're going to do this, but this series isn't over with yet. Hopefully we can finish it tonight.
Reporting from Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals in Orlando, I'm Jason Jackson, ESPN.
Thanks, Jason. When SportsCenter continues, the cover story on Jacques Vaughn, who decided the NBA can wait. Yeah, an underclassman actually staying in school. A rare breed. Tonight's cover story, next.
Promises in the spring.
When everything is fresh and new.
Promises to make things better.
Do you wake up on Saturday morning feeling like you can do anything?
Do earthworms make you happy?
Do projects give you meaning?
Do you like making promises?
There's a place that will help you keep those promises. True Value.
Help is just around the corner.
You think it's impossible to keep up with everything that's happening in the playoffs? Think again. NBA Tonight, the whole playoff picture wrapped up in 30 minutes of scores, highlights, and action. NBA Tonight, only on ESPN2.
Moses Malone did it 2 decades ago. Kevin Garnett reopened the door last year, and now a rash of students are thinking about going straight from high school to the pros. But even those who do go to college nowadays are far from a lot to stay there the full 4 years. An ever-increasing number of college players are opting for wealth over knowledge, even though it might be possible to have both a little bit later on. Jacques Vaughn has chosen to put wealth on hold for now. Some admire that choice, some question it, as Linda Cohn reports in tonight's cover story.
I, Jacques Vaughn, will not forego my senior season. I will be back here to be the point guard for the University of Kansas.
This truly is a great message to young people. Basically, what he's saying is, I want to be different, and it's okay to do that.
In a sport where the academic dedication of its stars is often questioned, Jacques Vaughn decided it was hip to be square. Sporting a 3.7 grade point average in business administration, he is the rare All-American for whom acing the Final Four is not necessarily better than acing 4 finals. Vaughn decided draft day will have to take a back seat to graduation day.
As far as hard work paying off, I think I'll be more excited when I get my diploma. It would be delightful for me to buy my mom a Jaguar, but I think she would be more delighted to see me walk on the stage and receive my degree.
Vaughn faced a different kind of test question after KU's season ended with a loss to Syracuse in the NCAA West Regional Finals. What was the NBA's take on the Jayhawk star? No one did more homework for Vaughn than the man who least wanted to see him go.
I talked to 13 different NBA teams, found out their opinion of Jacques, their scouting report, also where they thought he would be drafted if he did declare.
The answer came back as mid to late first round, most likely the third point guard taken after Georgetown's Allen Iverson and Georgia Tech's Stephon Marbury. Did those 2 high-profile declarations scare Vaughn away from a draft now cluttered with point guards? He'll tell you the opposite.
I love competition, and if I want to run a track meet, I want to go where Michael Johnson is running, where Carl Lewis is running, where Butch Reynolds are running. And I don't want to run with the mediocre guys.
Vaughn will take out an insurance policy on himself next year in case a major injury ends his basketball career. Barring that, his draft day in the sun will definitely come, but only after the sun sets on his college days.
Sometimes we get in a rush to grow up a little bit, and I think that I want to enjoy myself and enjoy my last year of college.
We're going to watch Jacque Vaughn play in the NBA for a heck of a long time unless he decides to be governor of Kansas or California.
He quoted the poet Robert Frost at his announcement, saying he wanted to take the road less traveled. For Vaughn, staying in school also means being ready to travel any road down the road.
If I walked out of this building today and fell down the steps as I was leaving, that I still would walk on my crutches to receive my degree next year, and I still would try to achieve some of the other things that are important in life besides basketball.
And so while we congratulate Jacque Vaughn, we are obliged to note that he has been the exception of the rule, at least lately he has been. 24 underclassmen or high school players have declared for the draft so far. ESPN's basketball analyst John Feinstein joins us now from Bethesda, Maryland. John, if you are a fan of college basketball and these kids are leaving, the ones you root for, even before you can learn their names, what is the implication now for college basketball and its fandom?
I think it's huge, Brett, and I think we can go back and look at this past season when the first 5 players chosen in last year's draft were 4 college sophomores and a high school senior. And I thought we saw a drop-off in play in college basketball this past year, and next year we're going to see it even more. The best players are gone, with a couple of notable exceptions, Jacque Vaughn, Tim Duncan, and a few others, and therefore there's going to be more emphasis on coaching when I think the game needs more emphasis on players, and we are going to see a lack of quality because the best players aren't getting to play as juniors and seniors anymore.
You talk about the emphasis on coaching. How does a coaching philosophy now change? It used to be you go for the best player available. Now do you go for the best player available who's going to stay?
I think you're going to have to mix and match. You're going to have to go out and say, all right, we can take 1, maybe 2 kids, if we're lucky enough to get them, in that superstar category who we have to assume won't stay more than a year or 2. Now, Bobby Cremins at Georgia Tech has been doing this for years. He knew Kenny Anderson wouldn't stay more than 2 years, and he knew Stephon Marbury was probably going to leave after his freshman year. That's why he was out recruiting guards this entire season. You're going to see more coaches do that, and at the same time say, we've got to surround them with kids who we can develop who will stay 4 years because they're not going to be good enough after their sophomore year to declare for the draft. But, of course, the more players that leave early, the more spots that opens up in the draft. Next year's draft is going to be wide open because all of these players have left this year.
And as the NBA draft approaches, John, we are likely to hear much more on this topic. John Feinstein from Bethesda, Maryland, thanks very much.
Okay, Brett.
Coming up right after this program, it's Major League Baseball on ESPN. Ken Griffey and the Mariners trying to snap out of it against the Yankees. Our Wednesday night doubleheader just 3 minutes away.
In 1995, you saw Ford win big in NASCAR. Watched Ford win one off-road title after another. Watched Ford win the Trans Am Championship. And saw Ford Cosworth win the Indy 500. But have you seen what we're doing with all the winnings?
You know the best way from Terminal A to D in Frankfurt. You know not to plan a business meeting in Rome on August 15th. Everyone's on vacation. You know the fastest calculator in Osaka doesn't need batteries. And now you know the best way to fax virtually anywhere in the world from your business or home office. Only MCI OneFax assures you you'll never have to resend a fax or pay for incomplete transmissions. MCI World, for citizens of the world.
The Emperor of Clay comes to Rome. The Mercedes ATP Tour Super 9 Series presents the Italian Open. Coverage begins tomorrow at 4 on ESPN.
It is every driver's dream. But if you want to run with the pack at the Brickyard, you've got to go it alone. The Indianapolis 500 Time Trials. Coverage continues Saturday at noon on ESPN2 and 3:30 on ESPN.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Mike Stanley's just hit his 4th home run of the year, a 3-run shot in the bottom of the first at home against the Angels. The Indians with a 1-0 lead, hitting in the first on Albert Bell's RBI double. The Cardinals leading the Marlins 1-0, playing in the first inning. It's actually now in the top half of the second inning at Joe Robbie.
That's a wrap for us. Next Sports Center coming your way about 1:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Mike Tirico and Kenny Mayne there, following our baseball doubleheader. For Brett Haber, I'm Larry Beal.
And I'm Charlie Steiner. We'll see you again tomorrow night at 6:30 Eastern. Yankees and Mariners next.
From world-famous Yankee Stadium, will it be yet another chapter in the incredible saga that's becoming the Yanks against the Mariners? Last October, Seattle and New York gave us a week we'll never forget. Junior hit 5 homers in 5 games, but in the longest postseason game ever, on the 463rd pitch, Jim Leyritz's 2-run shot through the raindrops in the 15th gave the Yanks a 2-games-to-none lead. But in Seattle, the M's forced a 5th game, and in the bottom of the 11th inning, Edgar Martinez played at Joey Cora, and a flying Ken Griffey Jr. The Mariners were moving on to the American League Championship Series against the Indians. Then, last night, in their next meeting, the doctor was in the record books. Dwight Gooden's no-hitter electrified the Bronx and electrified all of baseball. Now, just 24 hours later, what can the Yankees and Mariners do for an encore? Welcome to the Ball Yard in the Bronx, where the New York Yankees host the Seattle Mariners on ESPN's Wednesday Night Baseball. And hello once again, everybody. I'm Chris Berman, and working with me tonight due to the magic of television, you're bigger than I am. How'd that happen? Big Joe Morgan. They're still buzzing about Doc Gooden's no-hitter last night, as well they should. And it's amazing, Joe. The Mariners and the Yankees have put together in the last 2 years. It's like the Dodgers and the Giants. You can't, who knows what they'll do this evening? Speaking of which, how much does a no-hitter carry over to the Yankees, and how much does it carry over to the Mariners? Who has an advantage tonight, do you think?
Well, I really think the Yankees have an advantage because last night their fans were in a frenzy when the ball game ended. They'll be in a frenzy when it starts tonight. So I think that's a plus for them. But if you're the Seattle Mariners, the first thing you want to do is get a base hit. So I think they will be a little more aggressive tonight than they were in the first couple of innings last night, at least till they get a couple of base hits.
Dig in and swing early against Jimmy Key, making an important start for the Yankees tonight. And going against him will be right-hander for the Mariners, a man who has authored a no-hitter in his career, Chris Bosio. ESPN Wednesday Night Baseball is brought to you by Armor All Easy Deck Wash, the easy way to help restore the natural look to gray weathered wood.
When you first bought your vinyl siding, they told you to clean it, just wash it off with a hose. Well, look, that doesn't always work. Good thing there's Armor All Vinyl Siding Wash. Just spray it on, wait 5 minutes, then do what they told you to do. Rinse it off with a hose. See? Guess they had our product in mind when they told you that. Armor All Vinyl Siding Wash. We took the knowledge of Armor All and applied it to your home.
You said you had fished here before.
You're lost. No, come on. No. Come on, you can admit it. No. Come on. Tell me.
Him visibly in Game 3.
I mean, we can't rest anybody tonight. You know, this is the night to go ahead and get it over with and try to sweep these guys. You know, we're trying to have that killer instinct and go ahead and get things finalized and over with, and we really need this game tonight.
Hopefully we can muster up enough energy to withstand their run. I'm sure they're going to come out like gangbusters and see what life they have left.
It'd be nice if we could take care of business tonight and end this one 4-0 also, because we'll need the time getting ready for the Bulls.
Being swept is definitely a motivational tool that you can use. You just don't, you tell your players you don't want that to happen, and you don't want, no one wants that. So that's a motivational tool. to go out, though, and play where you think, well, tomorrow could be vacation tomorrow, you know, because it is a long haul. You know, the attitude's a little loose, so you got to really stay focused and keep your mind on what's going on, and because if you don't, then you will get swept.
Usually defense dominates in the postseason, and Orlando has that, but they've also turned up the offensive production, especially from their starting five. All 5 Orlando starters are getting at least 35 minutes a night. They're working on a sweep after winning the first 3 games in the series by an average of 15 points. Well, they may have won 72 regular season games, but the Chicago Bulls are, hard to believe, human, and they are still the oldest team in the NBA, which means tomorrow night's Game 5 with the Knicks will be their 3rd game in 4 days as they go for the Eliminator. It was a bruising, if productive, weekend in New York City, and not especially productive, but certainly bruising for one of the Bulls' big 3. Bonnie Bernstein with the Bulls.
Bob, Monday was a film day for the Bulls coach Phil Jackson, giving his players a little time to nurse their wounds. Tony Kukoc visited the team doctor, and albeit that his sprained lower back has improved significantly from when he hurt it on Friday, trainer Chip Schaefer says it is doubtful Kukoc will play on Tuesday. Now, as for Scottie Pippen, tweaked his back in the first half of Sunday's game, but a little stiffness, a little soreness, really nothing that should keep him out of Game 5. Pippen has truly struggled offensively against New York. For example, he missed 19 of 29 from the field in Saturday's loss. His shooting percentage overall this series, 31%. Compare that to nearly 46% in his other 4 playoff outings against the Knicks. Coaches say blame it on those nagging bumps and bruises.
With his injury to his ankle and, of course, his back, too, which affects his base, I think he's having a difficult time getting a base for his shots, whether it be a driving layup or a set shot.
Do you notice a tentativeness that maybe you haven't seen all year?
Oh, yes, definitely. Mentally, he's questioned himself a little bit. You lose confidence.
Why so?
Well, you know, particularly that outside shot is a very exacting skill. And a guy can have so much as a hangnail and throw his timing off just that much.
Even though Pippen's shots aren't falling, don't expect him to ride the bench.
He guides the team through the areas of offense that we need. He organizes it so Michael has his spacing on the floor, and he is a post feeder most of the time to Michael. And then his defensive activity is really an inhibitor for other teams to get themselves going.
Now, on a completely unrelated note, Dennis Rodman turned 35 years old Monday, but he's going to wait to celebrate until after Game 5. Should the Bulls wrap up the series Tuesday, Rodman will hold a big birthday bash at a local Chicago club. And Bob, rumor has it, Rodman's favorite band, Pearl Jam, will be in attendance.
Here's a thought. He's 35, now constitutionally eligible to run for president. 6 weeks from Michael Irvin's trial on drug possession charges, a gag order remains in effect for the principals and the attorneys in that case, but Irvin's lawyers were turned down today in their attempt to place a Dallas television reporter under that gag order. Marty Griffin of KXAS reported that series last week that featured secret videotapes purporting to show the Cowboys' stellar receiver buying cocaine. Judge Manny Alvarez today quashed a subpoena intended for Griffin. Late word in from Auburn University, where the school's all-SEC basketball guard, Wes Flanagan, has been diagnosed with bone cancer. It is located in his left upper arm. It was discovered in a routine removal of a calcium deposit 3 weeks ago. The school says that Flanagan will undergo surgery for that cancer on Wednesday, with his chances of a full recovery said to be excellent. Flanagan last year as a junior averaged over 13 points a game, and his 6.7 assists was second best in the Southeastern Conference. When SportsCenter continues, so does the racing career of a NASCAR legend, making yet another career decision to replace an injured colleague. And later on tonight, our cover story, a league revisited on the 20th anniversary of its passing, the ABA.
Have you heard what Jim's driving? What's he got now? You should see this thing. What an incredible machine. Sleek, aerodynamic. Fast? Oh, yeah. That baby really moves.
So what kind of engine does he have in that thing anyway?
Nuclear reactor.
You'd be amazed at what teenagers are driving these days.
Right full rudder, steady course, 355, helm on.
For more information, call 1-800-USA-NAVY.
If you think stress is tough on you, consider your engine. Traffic jams, towing and hauling, even idling can lead to damaging wear. That's why Castrol is introducing Syntec Blend, the only synthetic blend that combines Castrol conventional oil and Syntec molecular components for greater protection than conventional oil in severe driving conditions, because too much stress can be fatal. Castrol Syntec Blend, added protection for severe driving conditions.
The legendary Nürburgring. It sounds crazy, but they let anyone drive on this world-famous racetrack for just a few Deutschmarks. It was here that Porsche engineers tested our 911 Turbo. Lap after lap of the 400-horsepower engine, the twin turbos, the liquid all-wheel drive. What did we learn? Well, don't send a German engineer here with an ATM card.
You know, it's true. People, we do mature faster than boys.
Introducing the burger with the grown-up taste. McDonald's Arch Deluxe.
Bittersweet. That's how Arie Luyendyk described his blazing run at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Sunday, during which he shattered the fastest four-lap average and fastest lap speeds set by Scott Brayton Saturday. Bittersweet because with the pole already locked up by Brayton, Luyendyk will start from the 7th row, 21st position. It's the 17th time in Indy 500 history that the fastest qualifier was ineligible for the pole. Practice today, Tice Carlson, hoping to qualify, blows an engine. His crew will have some OT. More engine trouble. Mike Groff, already a qualifier for the Indy 500, blows an engine. Also during practice, Groff slated for the 4th row on the 26th. One car without engine trouble, rookie Michel Jourdain Jr. Practice lap of 234.233 miles per hour. Jourdain in row 3, more qualifying Saturday and Sunday.
It's been 2 years since Harry Gant last drove in a NASCAR race, but he's coming back, pinch hitting for one of the sport's biggest names, sidelined by an injury. That's the lead story from the Fast Lane tonight with John Kiernan.
Harry Gant plans to climb back into a NASCAR Winston Cup car on Tuesday for the first time since retiring at Atlanta in 1994. Gant will sub for the injured Bill Elliott in this weekend's All-Star race at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tuesday, Gant and the team plan to test at the North Carolina Motor Speedway. John Andretti's team tested a Lincoln Mark 8 at Charlotte last week, but it could be a while before you see one in a race. NASCAR must first approve the car for competition. A portion of the approval is based on the availability of parts. The Pontiacs also tested a new nose configuration, which consisted of a 1-inch extension of the valance. They hope it improves front downforce, something that has plagued the teams all season. But they're still waiting for the okay from NASCAR. CART still plans to turbocharge its engines next year, although the sanctioning body is considering a move from 45 inches of boost to 40 inches for next season. Chip Ganassi, who owns Jimmy Vasser's car, says they don't want 1,000 horsepower cars. They want to keep it in the 750 to 800 range as a safety factor. Vasser is on the pole for the US 500, which may or may not become a Memorial Day weekend tradition. Andrew Craig, the president and chief executive officer of CART, told the Indianapolis Star that if the US 500 continues, they would run it again on the same day as the Indianapolis 500. He also told the paper that if CART does not return to Indy, that would open some additional weekends, creating some very attractive options for the future. Following the Grand Prix of San Marino, most of the Formula One teams stayed at Imola to test, and it appears Ferrari has its act together. The team worked on aerodynamics and the clutch system, and the test went so well that driver Michael Schumacher...
The ultimate driving machine is outdone by a Volvo wagon. It's nothing sacred.